everybody. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Friday! You've made it to Friday. Welcome to the beginning of your weekend, should your weekend begin on a Friday. Hi! Kitty Cat's here. My game is updating. Should be just about done. We can pull that up. How you guys doing? I use account mode for all the things, but I have a keybind that swaps it back and forth in case I'm curious about how much of character mode I've completed on a in a given area. But I mainly leave it on account mode now, since for me that's what I'm wanting to collect. But there's nothing that says that you have to try to collect all armor types just because it's easier now. Hi, Hazel and Miss Kira. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Hi. Let's see. Should we unlock that? Yeah. Oh, goodness. I have some Radiant Echoes to do today. Because, first of all, I want to put respect on the name of Krabby. Krabby no longer has any transmog that could drop for Krabby that we need. However, Krabby's level 67. We started her at 13 as we pursued the shield and mistakenly pursued the offhand, which I now understand will not drop for a shaman. And, I owe it to Krabby to finish leveling her before I start anything else. So I know that I cannot get the transmogs that I seek. I suppose I could get the cloaks. But I know that the offhand is not going to drop on her. I'm cool with that. I just want to finish. I can't leave her at 67. I just can't bring myself to do it. How old is Kira? She is 10. She's going to be... Yeah, she's 10. She's 10. I was going to say she's going to be 11, but that's not true. I'm rounding up. Thought you were going to yeet her. No. She's salty Krabby. She's got a starfish on her face. What's not to love? Let's pick up our lovely, we're walking here. We're walking here. Pick up a lovely daily quest. I'm no longer terribly fussed about the currency. I have all of the appearances. I don't have all of the unique item IDs because sometimes there's like multiple weapons with different names and different item IDs, but like the same appearance on the vendor. So it seems to me that I'm probably going to get the other versions of them eventually because I'm just going to have an overflow of residual memories. But for now, just not too fussed about it. I think we're going to end up well over. We're already basically over because we bought the stuff that we're looking for. So goal for the rest of the event: A, finish leveling Krabby. B, owie. Don't die, insect. A is to finish leveling Krabby. B is to get the offhand appearance, and in order to do that, I'm going to be leveling Gorla, who is my Warlock. She's my Eridar Warlock. I made her a while ago, and have yet to... My goodness, there's someone here. I made her a while ago, and I have yet to level her, and she should be eligible for the offhand. We'll double check and all the things, but... Man, I had so much confidence that this was a good idea. It looks like Onyxia's gonna spawn in a minute anyway, so let's just be on our way and pretend that didn't happen. 6 characters in 5 hours from 60 to 70. Just too easy. What is the salty title from? Fishing. Specifically, it's like a Wrath of the Lich King era fishing meta achievement. Accomplished Angler is the name of the meta achievement. So you've got to do... Actually, there's some Outland stuff in there as well. I think it was just added in Northrend, as were all achievements. You gotta fish up Mr. Pinchy's magical crawdad box. You gotta get the Coin Master done. It takes a bit of doing, but it's a hilarious title to have. Well worth it, I think. Only started the event this weekend. What's the deal with the memories? You're gonna get them from doing all of the stuff. You get a bunch of them from the boss. You get some of them from the events. You can get some of them from the daily quests for doing each of the 3 different events once each. I really should have just taken the rest. That was a long run. And then you can spend them on vendors. Each of the zones has a vendor, but you could just spend them at the vendor in Dalaran in the middle because they'll have everything. There are 3 pets for 10k memories each, 1 mount for 20k memories, and when you buy that, it gives you an opposite faction version of the mount as well. And then there's catch-up gear there. The gear has appearances. It's like recolored versions of the Legion Proof Patch event gear. It's pretty nice. So you might be shopping off the vendor for gear for appearances, but it's also 480 Warband until equipped catch-up gear, so it's nice to stock up for alts. The gear as well will drop from the events directly, so you may get the gear that you need without ever buying any, but at a certain point, if you bought the mount and you bought the pets, there's nothing left to do with your currency but buy the gear, so you may as well stock up and kit out any alts that you may happen to want to level. So there we go. We got the daily done here. Once you've killed the boss in the zone, you can continue to stay in the zone and grind. If you like, no harm in that. See if we go to Gordok, if anyone's going to be there. Ended up going to Panda Holy Priest. Oh, cool. You know who could also get the offhand? Who could also get the offhand? It's a great question. Who were you thinking of? Oh, Philip Wizard. I was watching this morning. I think it's still live, actually. I was watching a bit of it. Not the B-Boys are tomorrow, so they have yet to bring out Phil Wizard. But I was watching some of the B-Girls, the women's breaking Olympic competition this morning, and I have not watched very much breakdancing in my life, so I don't fully understand what I'm looking at. But I found that, unlike in some competitions, if you're guessing the winner based off of vibes, and most of the time you're going to be correct. And I was very surprised and impressed by the actual age range of Olympic breakdancing competitors. I figured it would be one of those sports that would skew, I don't know, very young. And there are young people there. There are 16-year-olds. There may be people that are younger than that are doing very well. But there's also 36-year-old breakdancers. There was a 41-year-old B-girl that was on stage pretty recently. It's a much bigger range than I thought. Never had so many leveled alts. Wonder what a good War Within profession for them is for crafting cooldowns. Leveled from 51 to 62 in 45 minutes. Went to turn off XP gains. Found out the hard way you can't above level 60. Oh. Oh, the memories you combine 20 of. Oh, yeah, sorry. I was talking about the currency. The memories you combine 20 of are for an heirloom ring, which is the other thing I forgot to mention. So you can buy a white quality base item off of the vendor for 25 of the currency. And then you need 20 of each of the different zone types of memories. And once you have those, you can combine them together. You make an heirloom ring, and then you have an heirloom ring. Olympic breakdance. It's new to the Olympics this year. This is the first ever Olympics to feature breaking as a sport. So I had to watch it. I can't wait to see tomorrow too. But it's pretty cool. You know what I just watched and found surprisingly engaging? What is that? Pleased to know the heirloom ring stacks with the others. Rhythmic gymnastics, unironically captivating to watch. I also dipped into a bit of that because I remembered it involved ribbons and I didn't really remember anything else. And it turns out it does indeed involve ribbons, and it is very mesmerizing. Got some mods installed. DBM, heal mod, GTF, details. Oh yeah, you're set. You're set up. Table tennis. Haven't watched the Olympics since the 90s. This is the first year I've gone really in on watching a lot of them. Most of the years it just kind of skates by me and I'll maybe see a highlight from one event on YouTube, a 2-minute YouTube video. But this year I set myself up to actually watch the broadcasts. And I've been just every morning I'll just click through and see what happened last night and what's going on in the day. And I'll put them on during meals and stuff. See a bunch of different things because it's just so fascinating to see. There's so many different things in the Summer Olympics, and I suppose also the Winter Olympics. That'll be fun too one day, but it's just so fascinating to watch all of it and see all the differences. Ball and a ring sometimes, but yeah, I saw the ribbon round. I must have missed the ball and the ring stuff. I guess I only clicked in for the ribbon round too. I spent much longer than I anticipated watching artistic swimming. that was pretty crazy. Let's go try our luck against the dinosaur again. My main objective here is just to get Krabby the rest of the way to 70. She's 68.5 right now, so it's coming along just fine. Summer Olympics to be generally more varied than Winter Olympics. There certainly were a lot of sports. I know the Winter Olympics was going to have hockey. And presumably more stuff. We'll have to see. I don't even know where the next Winter Olympics is going to be. That's a fact that people know because they plan these things ages in advance. And I know the next Summer Olympics is LA. But I would have to Google. Or wait for one of you to tell me, because I bet you one of you knows. Lazy beans. My whole thoughts watching artistic swimming is how do they even do that? I saw a scary video recently where it wasn't from this year, but it was from an artistic swimming competition. There was a soloist that she fainted underwater because hypoxia, I guess, just sets in. Because you're exercising very hard and you're not breathing for huge parts of it. And she just passed out, and so they had to dive in and pull her out. Kind of sad, kind of happy. It's only 2 more days. Enjoyed it greatly, but I've watched way too much of it. That's kind of how I feel also. I didn't know it was only 2 more days though. In my mind, it was going to be I mean, for all summer, for the rest of time. Always Olympics. Breaking will not be in the 2028 LA Olympics. It's weird they debut it, cancel it immediately. That is a bit strange. Yeah. All summer long. Oh man, the climbing, the sport climbing. I can't not watch it. I've never watched lead climbing before. So I started with the bouldering because that was the thing that I had done once. So I was definitely an expert. And that was like insanely fascinating to watch because you're just, every time they make a new move that no one else has made in that particular problem, you're like, wait, excuse me, you did what now? You suspended your body off of what degree incline with one finger? Wild. And then the lead climbing where they're just going crazy high, just tons of endurance. It's just so cool to see people like get farther up the wall than anybody else has so far. Climbing scurry. Yeah, it's been so fun to watch. What are we at? 69 and a half? Wow, that really has gone fast. Where should we go? This way. Each host get to bring a handful of sport to each games? It would be news to me. I don't know much about the inner workings of the Olympics. Before these ones, the only thing I really knew was that it was in Vancouver in 2010 and it cost the city a crazy amount of money. And no one's really over it. No one's really completely gotten over it. Blizz is so generous with bag space and remix. Cheap 36 bags for character and bag. Insane. What? See, they're working just fine. They don't need me. 2026 seems to be in Milan. Oh, okay. That one's all good? Yeah. How's Miss Katie? Miss Kira, how are you doing? How you doing, sweetie bear? You seem good. You seem good. I know. I know. I've been smothering you. Yeah. She wanted me to fill her bowl this morning, and then I like took the whole apparatus away to go scrub it in the sink because I want to keep it like extra triple clean. And she was like, "Wait, excuse me, no, I just wanted you to put food in. Where are you going? What do you mean?" But you know, we came back. Clean food, water, good stuff. Hi.
It's fascinating how strongly Azeroth remembers these events. It's fascinating how strongly Azeroth remembers these events.
Although if there's no one else particularly fighting the dinosaur at this moment, I don't know if I want to be here. I wonder if there we go. Nope, forgot what I was gonna say. But we're pretty close to being done with this character, and then we can set up our Eredar Warlock. She's already created, and she's level 10, which is a good start. We must have leveled her a little bit through early Draenei zone because she's level 10, I'm pretty sure. I think she's level 10. Yeah, she must have been because I transmogged her. And I don't think I had remembered at that point in time that I had a toy that it could do that at level 1. Oh, nearly there. Any luck on the cloaks? Level 10 to 40, not a single cloak. Is the recruit's gear different transmog? Yes, recruit's gear is different transmog than the Dalaran Defender's gear. It's not super vital to get all of the recruit's gear with the shield and offense accepted from this. Most of the recruit's gear is shared appearances with Exile's Reach, so if you don't get it here, you could get it by just leveling a character through Exile's Reach. It's not exclusive to this event. The main exception to that is the offhand and the shield appearances, and then of course the cloak appearances, which are from like the Shadowlands pre-patch or something. Those had different sources originally, and they're harder to get now. What is the drop rate? Hard to say. I got 2 or 3 of them on this shaman. Most of them were pretty close to the end of her journey, but I did get a couple of them. Doesn't seem crazy. I'm sitting. Yeah, I've got 3 of them, so not too bad. What are we saying? She's going. Wait, doesn't really matter where. She's level 70 now. Congratulations to her. Hi, Hazel. Hi, Kitty Cat War. How you doing today? Can I have one? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm about to be quite hungry for for an offhand in a minute here. I feel better having Krabby leveled to 70. I didn't feel quite right about having her just stuck at 67, and there was a chance that I was just gonna move on and never think about it again. Also, she has a bracers, 493 bracers that she can put on, as opposed to her level 42 bracers. That's good. Most of the stuff I think I can just vendor. It's like item level 30. It's not really going to be very helpful.
How may I help?
They don't vendor for wild amounts of gold, but what are you going to do? Yeah, it's fine. So she will probably get equipped out of the warbank at some point, but I'm going to do that all in like one big go. I'm not going to do that in advance, really. Good morning from LA. Good morning. Hi. Like how Azeroth remembered events only from Kalimdor, Eastern Kingdoms, Northrend, not from Pandaria, Broken Isles, Kultira, Sandalore, Dragon Isles. These are the only things that scare her. What if she has short-term memory loss? She only remembers things that were like a while ago. So let's look at our Warlock and see what we're dealing with here. I didn't really have any difficulties leveling 10 to 70 in the event. I was a bit worried the scaling might be kind of wonky, and I did die more than I was dying on my... I did die more than I had been dying on my priest, but it was fine. It wasn't a problem. Just for the moment, I'm going to actually pull the currency that I earned on Krabby before I forget about it. The fish sword. Gorla. Yeah, she's pretty. She's good. She's got it. I figured if I was going to have the Eridar Draenei, she may as well show it off. Hi, kitty cat. How you doing? Oh, just some big purrs. Weather good today. I slept in, got a little caught up. Nice walk with Moose this morning. Saw some squirrels, saw some neighbors. You excited for the war within? Yeah! It's coming sooner than I think I'm prepared for. Oh, also, apparently I have a ton of Defenders gear. Oh yeah, that's right. It's the warband stuff that I bought when I was cleaning up the rest of the appearances. So we dunk it into the bank. And we do a little organize. Yeah, it's nice. So that's my warband until equipped gear that I have right now. We will be able to buy more at the end of this. I'm probably going to get the rest of the item IDs and then fill in and buy things for specific characters that still need gear after we've used all of this.
Light bless you.
So I want to transfer from Krabby and just kind of pull the rest of her currency to keep it solidly, nicely contained and collected on Inksy. Hi. Hi, Jeffrey. How you doing? I do want to level this character a lot, but offhand first. Offhand first. I didn't see any of the cloaks. I leveled Krabby 13 to 70. Not a single cloak was seen, so those are not very common. Those are not a given by any stretch. I won't be heartbroken if I won't be heartbroken if I don't get them before the War Within, but it would be nice. It would be kind of cool. I think I have way more time than I do. War Within, literally 2 weeks away. Yeah. Alright. New Adventures in Stormwind. Yeah, it works for me. So what's the deal with Gorla? She's a warlock. She's currently demonology. I suppose that's fine. She has Crag Thack. Demon. Our warband bank distance inhibitor there. That's Drain Life. Shadow Bolt. Corruption. I don't think I'm going to be really keeping up with her talents, to be honest. We'll be lucky if we keep everything on the bars. And she can Dragon Ride now, so she needs a mount that, like, really suits her. I'm going to use Mount Drill Enhanced to try to find something red, because I'm not that creative. And then I want it to be flying as well, so let's make sure we've got flying mounts here. So she could ride the Shale Wing. Heartbreaker, pretty good. The pink kind of clashes. Igneous Shellwing. I like never ride the Shellwings. We also have Warlock, Warlock class order hall mounts. There's a Volcanic Drake, Flameward Hippogriff, that thing, Ashes, Hearthsteed, of course, the Phoenix from Remix, and then the Cindermane Charger, which was Recruiter Friend. Do you have any feelings on the Dave Matthews Band? I have heard the words Dave Matthews Band in that order, so it's not like brand new information to me, but if you asked me what kind of music they played, I would be very lost. I don't know if I know what... I'm assuming they make music, and that it's not like a band of bandits that, like, roam the countryside and rob, you know, trucks. Let's say... What about this one? Yeah, that's kind of cool. No one ever rides these things. And then we can abandon these quests. We don't need them. We're going to Dalaran. I'm actually just going to try and find the Legion intro quest this time because I was sick of not having her. I know there's the portal that'll take me there, but I was kind of sick of her Hearthstone not working. So, suggested content. Can we start? Let's go look at the board. Maybe we'll be able to pick it up from there. There's just like 1,000,001 ways to start an expansion. That's Battle for Azeroth. Burning Legion. Yeah.
Heroes of the Alliance.
That'll be good. that'll get me there. Blue one of those mounts would be cooler.
Burning armies of the Legion.
Hop into Legion Chromie time. Skip the intro super fast. Oh. I think you can skip this intro from here as well. Also, I need to get rid of trade. / leave trade chat. Uh-oh, a rumble foil. Oh, man.
Well met.
I've heard this before.
Go with honor, friend.
DMB used to play at all our local bars in college. Like in Fast and the Furious. What do they say in trade? Want to sell Awakened Raids, bulk discount. Nothing that was going to improve my day. There we go. Dollar on Hearthstone acquired. I wonder actually if Krabby's level 70 now, if she still has to do that intro to get her Hearthstone, or if it just gives it to her automatically as a 70. Oh, it was a Karakta joke. I won't do it again. Oh, I thought it was just quite literal because blue would be cooler because blue is a cooler color. I thought we were dad punning it. Still have to do it in every tune? Oh. Well, at least it doesn't take that long anymore. You don't have to do the scenario or anything. Okay. Let's go see if we can do a Nixia before it's over this morning. So we're hoping for an offhand. Recruit Sturdy Tome. I have my spec icons beside it here now this time, so that's good. It's a good start. I did this daily already, actually. That's right. So I don't need to worry about the daily. Also, I didn't really need to anyways. I am gonna get my window real quick here. Sorry, kitty cat. I got you. Anyone can use it now. Made a fresh tune, able to use it right away. My tunes were unable to use it right away. I tried using the toy, I swear. It would not work for them. Seed thief? That's me. I'm the seed thief. Kitty cat has priority. Ex-Legion or just fell corrupted? She's just she got a real bad sunburn and she has not been able to deal with it. She neglected her SPF. She stayed out way too long, took a little nap on the beach, has strong regrets. I've never played Sea of Thieves, no. Do we want to do the quill board? Because the other thing is that the Dalaran Hearthstone toy not working on fresh characters feels new to me since the pre-patch. It did used to work for me before. And it seems like it's working less well after pre-patch. They may have broken something. Deviate Delights. I mean, no, this is a good event to be at. I'm just going to have to be very careful because not all these mobs are going to scale to me. And the ones that do scale to me may not scale to me that well. Let's find something relevant to fight. Okay, you gone? Maybe they find something that was broken before. Oh, maybe they fixed something that was broken before. It feels weird. It feels like weird behavior for you to try to use a toy and for it to just be like, no. It doesn't even tell you what you need to do. It's not terribly transparent about what's going on. Yeah, we don't know if it's intentional. Had to get $1 first. Mine, I tried that as well. I tried going to Dalaran. I took the portal there. I tried talking to the innkeepers there. That did not automatically activate it. It's not a huge problem. You can do the intro, or you can skip the intro. It's just like 2 quests in Stormwind. Or we can wait and hope that they fix it. This is not like a life-ruining issue, but it has been an issue. I was having trouble with it very recently. Oh, ow, ow. Okay, so this scales down to level 15, but I'm only level 10, so my friend Cragthak here almost died. Also, Gorla, as a Demonology Warlock, is using the Demon Slayer title for intimidation points. She doesn't have very strong management techniques, so she is relying on fear. Cragthak is a good name. You like Cragthak? You have to be 35 to go to Dalaran? I mean, I took the portal there at level 10, and then I just set my Hearthstone there, and that was a workaround, was just use my regular Hearthstone. Oh, no, Cragthak. Cragthak's gone. Can we get him back? Soul Shard. Oh yeah, that's right, they recharge. I haven't played a lot of Modern. Also, I'm burning. I have not played very much Modern Warlock. So a lot of my ideas of what Warlock can do are classic related. Flying noodles, these mobs. I think it's really only going to be annoying for the first like 5 or 10 levels. Maybe even 5. Maybe once I'm up to 15, this will go a little better. And we should get off the ground pretty quick here. Also, am I wearing heirlooms? I am wearing heirlooms, so that's good. We've got heirloom, everything relevant. So that's a good start. Like half a level for that. Where are we going now? Gazrila, maybe? Affliction. More S-Priest-like. Apply Chaos Bolt. If problem persists, apply more Chaos Bolt. I want to try Demonology. Not familiar with the balancing, but I wish Destruction had a Felguard. Because, Boy is my... Actually, I don't remember if he's Destro or if he's Aff. He's one of those two. I know I don't currently have a Demo lock. There's no reason to have multiple characters to be different specs, but if you're going to have multiple characters anyway, sometimes it's kind of fun. But right now, my Demonology spec at level 10 consists of Shadow Bolts, so it's not really all that Demonology just yet. That's what I do. Boy loves chaos. That sounds true. And then I must have another Warlock. Sounds like me. One of each mage, etc. Erdodrena is also demo, just seemed right. Yeah. I like the Shadow Bolt animations, those are kind of cool. I really liked Draenei when I first started playing WoW, but I haven't spent that much time playing one of them. I like these new hairstyles though with the braid and the ponytail, I think that's really pretty. Don't log out. Login servers? Messed up. Alright, good to know, good to know. Oh, level up. We get Demoniac. You get Demon Bolt, and you get Demonic Core. When your wild imps expend all their energy, you get stacks of it, and it reduces the cast time of your Demon Bolt. Okay. I wonder if I Demon Bolt instead of Shadow Bolt. It's a longer cast, but I guess you get the stacks. And then it seems to give more soul shards. Memories of Mosh. I have the malicious title, but I treat it as my Eredar Warlock's first name. Oh, that's cool. Went through an alt-leveling era, and now that I have 4 of each class, just for their races and themed transmogs. Alright, it ends up being like a very lengthy loading screen. I hope that one day they add more ways for us to kind of like clean up or organize or even like folder or nest our login screens so that it's more than just an enormous scrolling list. Wish we could have first and last names in WoW. I mean, with what is it, Total RP 3? You can live your roleplay dreams. It's just that it'll only be visible to other TRP3 users. Or I guess I'm guessing. I actually haven't used it. I used to know somebody that worked on it. Kind of excited for Midnight. Zoom in, stretch the zone of Kel'Thuzad and Kel'Danas into multi-zones. Oh. Not me just hard casting Demon Bolts. I don't know what I think maybe at level 11 I don't spend my shards on anything just yet. That might be a later me thing. Oh, hang on, we got Hand to Gul'dan. We can cast that. That'll be good. And that costs 1 to 3 soul shards and causes wild imps. All right, so that's good. So we're gonna build with Bolt and we're gonna spend with Hand to Gul'dan. That's how TRP3 works. Still use it. Nice. Drop down minis per realm. Group up hide tunes in a given realm. I'd love to be able to group up characters by, like, I don't know, whatever criteria that I want. You know, I wanna like collect up like my priests, or, you know, maybe I could be like, these are my profession alts and these are my dungeon alts, or I want some folder making freedom. Give Gul'dan his hand back. Listen, it took him so long to give me my mount in Nighthold that we're just not friends. Group by class, please and thank you. Oh man. I really don't think it's intended for me to be hard casting 4-second demon bolts, but golly is it kind of fun. I'm casting. I mean it. There we go. Gets the job done. Stream got 100 times better with my arrival. Welcome, Scarlet. I hope you're having a lovely Friday so far. I'm doing this event all kinds of wrong. Also, I'm leveling Gorla. We're having our Warlock day. I finished leveling Krabby, so she's 70 now. I'm casting the most artisanal demon bolts you've ever seen in your life. Have you ever gotten Green Fire? Oh yeah. There's a VOD of it. There's a really old VOD of me doing it on my Gnome Warlock back when they first added it. It was a YouTube stream way back then. And my Black Harvest title and my Green Fire. It was so hard at the time. Holy moly, it was hard. That was the hardest thing I ever did in my Warlock. It was harder than the Mage Tower for sure. Finally entering your Warlock era. Reminds me of classic. Alright, so Hand to Gul'dan. Does it make little impies? Are there impies out there? Hello? Oh, there's impies around me. That's kind of cool. Green Fire thing on release was brutal. I was so tense over it. I was way too stubborn to just move on and give up. But I also wasn't really that good, so I had to really camp out there for a while. Can't figure out how you got to that window in ATT. This is the mini list. So I have it keybound. I just have a few different key bindings for all the things. If you go into your keybinds, there'll be an add-on section and you can set. I have one keybind for account mode. I have a main list button and then I have my mini list button. It's Shift Y as in, why am I doing this to myself? And and that pops open the list that is zone relevant. So because Dustwallow Marsh is a pre-launch zone, it's showing me the Radiant Echoes event objectives. But you're not silly at all. What Warlock Mage Tower did I do, actually, now that I think of it? Did I do any on Warlock? I don't know if I did. I did all 7 of the challenges, but I don't know if I actually whipped out a Warlock for it. I think I did it on other stuff. I'm scared. One thing I don't know yet, and it's kind of funny because you're leveling, so you don't really have a lot of buttons. I know I'm summoning the imps. And they're casting, so they're doing something. I know that eventually I can explode them like popcorn, and I don't think I can do that yet. I think they're just here. I think we're friends for now. Check if you have the Warlock Mog recolor. Say more words. What do you mean? What Warlock Mog? What recolor? How would I check? What am I looking for? I have the worst time trying to check if I have Mog, because even if I know the name of it, I find that name filtering in my window doesn't even work. Does the game look like it's been squished vertically? Not to my knowledge. That is weird. So fire appearance for Warlock doesn't change the Voidwalker to a Felmet. Oh, I got a proc. Oh, instant Demon Bolt. That's nice. Do I have Hellstones yet? I do. Ooh. I got a champion gear to wear on Gorla. Also, she has no bags. I never got her bags. Maybe that's what I'll use her residual memories for, is I'll get her some bags from Khadgar. Show on backpack. They cost a little bit. I'll have to check it out. We're level 13. Oh, if you did it with Warlock, you'll have the Tomb of Sargeras Time Warp recolor. Oh, okay. 2k per bag. Perfect. Okay, I could go get one now. Because right now I have an empty Draenei satchel, a 4-slot bag, and that's it. I could buy her bags with gold, but where's the fun in that? Yeah, I don't think I did Mage Tower on this now that I'm thinking of it. Let's look. Let's do sets. Would it be in the Legion version? So there's Legion Order Hall. There's Tomb of Sargeras. I don't even have these sets finished. Should do some Tomb. Human being extraordinaire. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Poured into Dalaran.
Are these Azeroth's memories or ours?
Mage Tower is kind of funny because I ended up doing some challenges on classes that I like don't play and had to learn just for the Mage Tower. And then there's classes that I played a decent amount that it just didn't work out that I ended up doing their challenges. I only did one on Priest, and I shouldn't have done. I did twins on Priest, and it was a bad idea. What is the word on the street in Hazel World? Meow. Meow.
There remains much to be done.
So, can I have a bag, please? I'm very broke. 32 slot bag, lovely.
A moment of your time, Warlock. The Council of the Black Harvest.
I'm just gonna delete this supply sack. I don't want it. I don't want to accidentally equip it again. Brain mushy, go kill things in game. Hello, hi Witchhobbit. How are you doing? I am currently embroiled in my Warlock. We're hoping for an offhand drop. That's the main thing. Cloaks would be great. Cloaks would be wonderful. But if I get the offhanded drop, depending on how far along I am at leveling her, I may put her down and switch to that hunter that I really wanted to level instead. Because the hunter is something that I actually want to play. Although, honestly, I kind of want to quest on the hunter the old-fashioned way. Especially if there's Mog I could get from doing so. But it'll take so much longer than this. And it's not like we have oodles of time before the War Within. Although I'm not going to play her that early in the War Within anyway. I don't know. Which Warlock spec do you enjoy the most? I don't think I could say. I don't know. They're all fine. They all have things going for them. I'm not terribly good at any of them. I often, if I'm playing a Warlock ult and I don't want to think too hard, I just take Chaos Bolt. I take Destro because that's a very straightforward spec. But I'm playing Demo this time just to mix it up a little bit. I love Affliction. How many ults have you maxed since the pre-patch launched? Just one, I think, because I did most of my ult leveling that I wanted to do with Remix. I didn't actually expect to level any ults at all in pre-patch, but then it turned out that there was Transmog you could get while doing so, and it's like, alright, fine, I've got a few more characters. So I got Krabby from 10 to 70, and now we're starting on Gorla here. But I did 9-ish characters, 9 or 10 in Remix. It's too many, I don't need that many. They're messy. I'm not going to delete all of them, but I kind of want to. Demonology, most fun IMO. There was a Wowhead article saying that learning all transmog from Quest was a bug. I saw that. It is a direct quote from a blue post. And I agree with Wowhead's take that it's weird and kind of counter to what they're going for with warbands. But yeah, it seems like if you want Quest transmog, you're gonna have to do it on each character, at least each armor type, and then possibly faction. Which is funny. Not what I thought we were gonna be getting. Kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. Where exactly do the shields drop from? They have a chance to come from anytime you finish one of these events or the main boss. Anytime you get a chance to get gear. They do not come from the vendor. They're not from the vendor at all. I wonder why this event's not tracking properly. Having some troubles with the event on my Warlock this morning. Leveled a paladin for the shield and still cannot decide between a paladin or DK main for the war within. Did you know a group of rats is called a mischief of rats? It's cute. I met a dog named Mischief, and I thought that was very funny. It was like a puppy. It was pretty mischievous. I think that the name kind of gets out ahead of any apologizing in advance that you do for your dog being a menace. No, not from trash. Just from, oh man, it's bugged. That one's stuck. And also I don't have the objective tracker, so I feel like I should just leave this one alone. So yeah, not from trash, just from finishing the event. Spooky Snacks, thank you for the 53-month resub. You're a superstar. Happy 53 months. Me? A star. I knew a poodle named Trouble. He lived up to his name. Sometimes I think I should have named Moose Nosy. Because he's very nosy. He's the most curious dog I've ever met. And when he was a puppy, I'm like, yeah, puppies are curious. They want to figure out what's going on. But he's getting older now. And he will stop in the street and stare at somebody who's like in their garden or doing something with their car or just like walking down the street. He will stop and stare and be unmovable until he's decided to his satisfaction that he knows what's going on. Which can sometimes take a while. He's just so nosy. He has no gene for minding his own business. Question about raid locks sharing. Not sure if you know. I don't expect that I'll know, but if you ask, somebody in chat might know. These guys are pretty good. I haven't shared a raid lockout in years and years and years. Not that different from some people. I'm nosy too, but I'm too shy to actually like openly pry. I just I'm a surreptitious observer, and then I'll pack notes away in my head about various things that I see. Not to do anything, but just to know. I like collecting neighborhood lore. Gonna come out and say it. I miss covenants. Any covenant in particular, or just the identity? What is it about covenants that you miss? How's Gorla doing? Level 13. Just get Lore Master 8 times, please. Yeah, a little disappointing. Last week, tried to share an old Warlock from one tomb. Invited to a group, had no tomb with no bosses dead. Zone in, they were up. Yeah, I don't know. I miss comforters. Is it just like really warm there? I've been lucky. It's been cooling down at night enough that I can kind of run a fan, get some cold air in my bedroom, and get nice and cozy under my blanket. Hey, we got soulstone. I'm going to do that, actually. I'm going to soulstone myself. For some reason, I thought it was going to generate an object. Guess it just casts directly. Event there, specifically. I miss mission tables? Well, the good news is they are still there. They are definitely still there. I still run my BFA one now and then for... I still run my BFA one for pet charms. It's not bad. It gives me, like, every couple of days I get enough charms to level another pet 1 to 25, so whenever new pets come out, I don't have to grind for charms for them, really. Wad was goated for the gold I brought in. You could ignore them. They were so profitable that it felt like you were shooting yourself in the foot to ignore them. It was just like, here's a money printing press. It's very dull and tedious to operate, but if you don't, you will be poor relative to other people. It was just one of those things where it's like, here, stand in line for like X amount of time every day, and we'll give you $100. It's really boring to stand in line, but you're gonna feel like you have to because you're gonna get $100. I did it. I did it a lot, but I am glad that it's gone because I would prefer for the best methods of gold making to be more interesting than that. For me, personally, just for me. Mini update on my question. Hit with a false positive. Unbanned. Oh, nice. Need to do a wad thingy so I can get a second Heirloom ring. Yeah, I spent Shadowlands as Kyrian. It's not the best expansion for mission table. Or it's not the best covenant for mission table, but I wanted all the angel wings and stuff, so I just made Kyrian. Got the name Imogen on my server. Don't know if it fits dwarf or hunter better. Couldn't demand the steward. Minta. I saved it. I got my steward's name as a character name in my server, and I'm still sitting on it. I haven't made a Minta yet. I don't know who Minta would be. But I have it. Easy second heirloom ring to get. It's either... You're looking at either Garrison Shipyard, or you can try Fishing Tournament. Fishing Tournament is a lot faster to try, and if you get lucky or you're very good, then you'll get your ring and you'll be done with it and you're all set. But you would be in competition with other people. Minta's the reincarnation of your steward. Yeah. I thought about I don't know, maybe a Volpera, but I don't really play Volpera. You know? I'm getting old enough to make characters that I like. Not worry so much about having one of everything if there's some things I'm just not gonna play. No, I never leveled Minta. I'm just sitting on the name. You can wear 2 rings. They must be different. So you could wear one of the shipyard rings. Just one. Even I know the shipyard offers 3 different rings, but you can only wear one of the shipyard rings. The Ghost Pirate rings are unique. The fishing ring is a second one. So you could have a shipyard ring and a fishing ring. That's what I do. And then now this new heirloom ring is a third one. So you could pick any 2 of those 3, but you could not make one ring twice and put them both on because they're unique equipped. So you could mix and match with like a fishing ring and the Radiant Echoes ring, shipyard ring, Radiant Echoes ring, but you can't just make both. It's also not that important. The rings are great because they add towards your, because they scale with you and they add towards your set bonus. But I'm pretty sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You don't need all of those pieces. You don't need 2 rings. If you have a neck piece, you only need 1 ring to get the 7th bonus. So the other one's just to have another ring scale, really. I also keep picking Minta when I put in a new Alton Curie. Losing the Stranglethorn tournament makes me kind of glad there isn't also a Northrend one to worry about. I got my ring in the Northrend tournament. I fished up that shark. I was sweating so hard trying to hearth and turn it in. I was like, my hands were shaking so hard I could barely move my character because I got lucky and I caught the fish pretty quickly. But I knew there were other people that were going for the tournament. And I had like set up my Hearthstones and everything, but I was on a pretty old computer. I wasn't sure that I was going to load in time to turn it in. I don't know how long ago that was, but it must have been ages. Gloves, wrist belt, shoot, swim. I don't really know if I need it, to be honest. Sometimes it's nice to have a few item slots that are not completely covered by heirlooms. We are level 15. We've got a few gear pieces, but no offhand and no cloak just yet.
Vanixia and her brood looms over these marshes still.
The terror of trying to win the fishing tourney. Yeah, maybe it's better now, but maybe it's better now. I'm pretty sure I did it before there was any meaningful amount of zone sharding. So it was your server is your server, and you're fighting against your whole server. Don't remember. Been a long time. There's an argument to either do all or no slots with heirlooms. I don't know if I see the argument to do no, because that would be taking them away. More so than we've already done, and I think some of us like the heirlooms. We worked hard for them, we spent buckets of gold on them. I don't know about no heirlooms. I think that some is fine. What's wrong with some? What is this argument? Also having a cool name plus Mog helps. What offhand and cloak? The offhand is the Recruit's Sturdy Tome. Only drops for Horde, but if you get the an Alliance offhand, it will give you that tome. And then the cloaks are there's Shadowlands cloaks. Also, oddly enough, Shadowlands pre-patch event cloaks. It looks like I'm missing even more. The cloaks seem pretty like they don't really want to drop that much. Theory, you could get the Darkmoon Fair buff to level faster. I feel like we had this conversation yesterday. It's true. You can do a lot of things in theory. So, what's up, Scarlet? I have a Clothy and a melee at level 70. Man. Scratchy nose this morning. I don't know if it was the pollen or the sun or what, but I was out walking with Moosey, and I had the biggest sneeze that I've sneezed in, like, my adult life. I think a part of my soul left my body. Do I work on a leather or plate next? Ooh, plate's fun. You get the experience of both. I don't care about gear anymore, and I need to upgrade a very minor thing. It doesn't feel right either way. I mean, it feels okay to me. I guess I just don't get it. I academically see what you're saying, but in my soul, I don't really see the problem. I can do that. What plate class? How do you feel about Paladin? There's a miraculous 3. Warriors are great because of all the weapons, and warriors are more fun than they look like they're going to be. But Paladins are really cool to play. Pally is the most plate class I have. Do you think the next class that they add, if they do ever add another one, is going to be plate? Do you think we're going to get another plate class? Oh, the most fun plate class. I see. I wasn't going to argue with the most plate. I figured that had to mean something. Warrior smash. Paladin since vanilla. Love it. Should get another tank. I mean, they have added a lot of tanks in all the classes that they've added. We've had Brewmaster Monks. We've had Blood Death Knights. We've had the tanky Demon Hunters. Vengeance. You know, what is it? They've added 4 classes since the game came out. Demon Hunters, Monks, Death Knights, and Evokers, and only one of them cannot tank. Need a new clothy, yeah. Not even sure what they could add. Fairy Warrior Zoomy fun if you're into that. Chronomancer. I hate to break it to you, but there's a lot of chronomancy elements in Evoker. Evoker has a lot of time, like all of the bronze spells are very time management, time magic based. I think if they were gonna do it, they've kind of put some of that into Evoker. Mia, thank you for the 21-month resub. Happy 21 months. How goes the Mog Farm? Oh, it's going all right. Thank you. I got my shields that I was looking for on my shaman. I got a shaman leveled, which is nice. Although I will say, I know that there's a lot of like blood magic elements in Death Knights, but I want them in a clothy. I want a ranged clothy blood mancer. Followed by warrior and then DK, bringing up the rear as the least plate class. So this is over. When they just turned into lingering memories with nothing going on, that means that the event has moved on to a new zone. I could buy her another bag with these memories. Although, do I really want to spend... Maybe I want to save it to buy extra catch-up gear. How much gold would it cost her to buy? Let me just take a look at the auctionist real quick. 1370s thanks to this event. Been farming that shield. Congrats. Why, thank you. I'm looking for the offhand now. I'm hoping that this Warlock gets the offhand to drop for her. Can you light yourself on fire? In the game, absolutely. In real life, no. Even if I wanted to, it wouldn't work. Not a witch, wouldn't burn. Or I am a witch, wouldn't burn. Can't remember which one it is. What are we saying? We're looking for bags. That's right. Containers. Bags. Search. Slots. I can buy 32 slots for 48 gold. I can literally buy the rest of them. Those are so cheap. I can buy the rest of them. 1, 2, 3. And then maybe we'll give her like a reagent bag. With the gold that she has just from nothing. Okay, she cannot afford a reagent bag, so maybe I'll buy one of those. Or maybe I'll get a little bit of gold one from something or another. How was yoga if you went? I went yesterday. I did not go today. Today's a rest day for me. I'm taking the occasional day off here and there. When I first started, I was pretty gung-ho about the idea of going 6 days a week. or practicing 6 days a week, and I do eventually want to be there, but I'm coming to realize that my body is adapting from being not completely sedentary, but not from doing nothing even remotely close. And I need a few extra recovery days just to kind of help get myself caught up to speed so we don't go too hard and get injuries. So it is a lazy day today, just dog walks. I slept until 8 in the morning. It was glorious. What am I doing? Going back? Yeah. 6 days a week is a lot. And I think eventually it won't weigh so hard on me because I'll have enough basic strength that it won't completely deck me to just do the warm-ups and to do like the basic fundamental postures. But right now, going through my practice, it takes about an hour, and at the end of it, I am mush. I am jelly. I am burning. I hurt. And it's good because every time I do that, I get a little bit stronger, but doing it every single day is not constructive for me right now. We're doing 4 or 5 days a week. We can work up to 6. What am I doing? I was going to check to see. So there is a reagent bag for 2K. Yeah, why not? Just give me that one. Just to make me feel better. And we'll get back out and see if we can get that offhanded drop. Recovery days are so important. Working out 6 days a week, professional level. Hazel, you missed a bag. But I have enough. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at all that bag space. We're set. Let's pick up our daily quest here. Ooh, and we've got talent points to spend. Haven't been around in a long while. Love your hair. Oh, why, thank you. I'm scruffy.
Put your faith in the light, and all is possible.
I don't really like any of these options. I'm not super feeling this. Maybe we'll try the fire thing.
Are these echoes a message or merely a response?
There is a danger with me that now that I've got like a new hobby, I'm gonna talk way too much about it and be very annoying. Because I'm not doing that many other things in my day. There's only so many hours in a day. I'm not that adventurous, so it's not like every day I'm going to have huge, crazy stories. So if I am, I don't know, going to yoga most days my stories are going to be like, well, went to yoga. It was good. Did the thing. Trick to getting the recruit stuff to drop, just look. You just got to keep bouncing around. You do the events, you do the fast ones whenever you can. I kind of keep a mental tier list of which ones go faster and are more popular in my head, and I prioritize going to those ones first. And then, just do the boss. You rotate around. It took me a couple of days, maybe 6 hours worth of playing on my shaman before I got the shield to drop on her. I'm hoping it's not another 6 hours before the offhand drops in Gorla, but we'll see. You never know. Oh yeah, and then you have to be below 70. That is true. It will not drop for us at level 70 character. Got the one-handed sword like 4 times. I was getting the hammers. I was getting the mallets left and right.
Thank you, High Lord. Now, challengers, I will begin the ritual of summoning. When I am done, a fearsome doom guard will appear. Prepare for oblivion!
2 soul shards for Dreadstalkers. That sounds like fun. Didn't know the shield was rare. Got like 5 in my warrior. It's not, but because it's all RNG, you could potentially get unlucky. And sometimes people do. To just not see it while they're leveling. Oh, Cragthack. Cragthack, maybe you don't need to be taunting. Buddy, I'm sorry. Macy does, thank you for the 29-month resub. I got Molly after farming it for 2 years. Congratulations. What a cute, oh my goodness, Cragthack, you've perished. You've perished. What a cute mount that is. I love the alpacas. I wish they could dragon ride. Yeah, that is a good point. If you can lock your experience if you're below level 70 to continue farming for it in one character. Or you can just keep making more characters. There's no harm in that. I guess maybe I'll use an imp, actually, so that I'm not worried about ripping threat on things that I am not prepared to be tanking. What's my imp's name? Ziltic. That's fine. He gets to feel like the chosen one because he's the only one that I don't explode like a potato in the microwave. That you did not sufficiently prick with a fork. Oh no, that one's done. But In the Mountains is coming up. Leveling through Radiant Echo's good. Getting one shot by things is level 10. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm prioritizing the boss events. And I'm trying not to fight anything on my own. And I have to be a little bit careful, at least until 15, that you don't aggro any of the surrounding mobs. Because those will scale to 15, but not all the way down to 10. The Shami doesn't get the shield, just start again on a warrior. What's up, Currents? How you doing? I hope you're having a lovely weekend. Or about to have a lovely weekend. Demon skin. Did you ever play LucasArts point-and-click adventures as a kid? I don't think so. I had some games that had point-and-click elements in them, but I don't... That name doesn't ring a bell. Crusaders. The Draenei customization fits Warlock so much.
What a peculiar memory for Azeroth to show us.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to lock experience. If Gorla doesn't get the offhand by level 70, then it just wasn't meant to be. She has so many friends. You don't have the context for what popped into my head when you talked about microwaving stuff. No. Yeah, you can only get it before level 70. You'll get experience in a Radiant Echoes raid group, but I've heard people having issues getting the daily quest done. So if your daily quest is not giving you credit, it may be worth leaving your raid group. Just to do the boss. Simply microwave everything. At least leveling these tunes to farm Mog and Ditch allows for some really goofy names. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. I don't like the look of it. I don't like the look of it. Well, he's only level 15, I suppose. Doesn't sound good. Use my Draenei racial. Okay, everything's fine. Everything's fine. He's not an elite. He's just very tall. He just ages Wheaties. Got the shield? Nice! Congratulations! Oh. This voice acting never gets old to me because it means that there's a really good event coming up. Can't be too mad at Jiraxis. He's nice and fast.
I have done it! Behold the absolute power of Wilfred Fizzlebang, master.
Plus, you just love his confidence.
You are bound to me, demon.
Here we go
Regretting not farming for the fallen charger back in Shadowlands. Hard to find groups for it now. Yeah. It's a cool amount, too. Those are pretty. Do you think Blizzard are ready? Do you think they're pushing it out too early? I think they're as ready as they're gonna be. I think it's coming out whether they feel ready or not. I think it's not going to be in a perfect state when it comes out, and I think it's going to get a lot of fixes very quickly. Over the first couple of weeks, things will start out kind of rocky and they'll eventually smooth out, but it'll be largely playable the whole time, much like the pre-patch. I don't expect anything to be critically broken for longer than like a day. Or at least nothing important. There's enough in this game that as long as I can log in and I can like fight things, there's usually something I can do while I wait for something else to be fixed. Flip around, find out if it's ready or not. Correct in saying I don't need to farm the blue leveling sets besides the offhand and shield. It doesn't hurt to get them, but they're also available in Exile's Reach, so if you want those pieces and you want to get them later after the pre-patch event, you should be able to get them while leveling in Exile's Reach. Back to Webbed Crusaders.
What a peculiar
Scared early access is going to have the Dragonflight intro ship bug again. Oh, but that was, I mean, how long did that last? I guess I got lucky and I managed to get, they put up a portal for a little bit right when launch came out because the ship was so broken that it was kind of a mess. We got into it. It was fine. Major feature, the pre-patch did take an extra week. It did, but the game was totally playable that whole time. We had to wait, and then we waited, and now it's here. They not even ruined getting a weird green border through portals. Yeah, I've been having that since the pre-patch too. As long as my dragon doesn't land on me again, we're good. Yeah. Boat bugged out, they just put a portal NPC there. Yeah, I just have faith that they'll get it in a playable place. I feel like you can, if you don't think it's acceptable for them to put out games in this state, which is a fair and valid take, then you are fully welcome to not play it, not buy it. You can shame your friends for buying it if you want. It's not gonna make you keep any friends, but it's the lukewarm complaining where we're like, well, we don't like it, but we're not gonna do anything about it. And we're just going to complain, but we're going to keep playing. It's like, what are we accomplishing here? We're just making ourselves miserable. It's true that it sucks that games are not as polished as they used to be, but like, what are you going to do? Are you gonna go outside? Touch some grass? It's a good idea. Oh, I got another sword. But just belly aching for years is not going to improve anybody's day. Can I shame myself for buying it? You're welcome to. It's something I would consider looking into in therapy. It may not be improving your life in the long term, but you gotta do you. Drowned Warlock looks so good with the red skin. Roasting your friends is fine, with basically no limit, but legitimately criticizing them very hard. Yeah, I'm not great with confrontation, so I pretty much never... I don't keep a ton of friends because I'm not great at social situations and relationships and maintaining friendships. I'm a bit isolated because of it, and that's my own fault. But in the past, when I have had friendships, it was either everything's good, and I would never even consider any, I don't know, any kind of criticism because they're fine and what's there to criticize. Or if there was a problem, and it was a problem that was big enough for me to not continue being a friend, I would just not, you know. There's not a big middle ground for me. I don't think I have any right to try to fix people or try to make them fit my own standards. So either we get along and that's great, or we don't get along and that's okay too. There's not a lot of room in there for change, which is not necessarily a good thing. It's a very all or nothing approach. It's just how I've lived my life. I don't think it's the best way. It's just a way. Waiting for the Hazel Roaster chat thing. You remember that? I remember we were joking about me offering cameos that were specifically mean. I don't know if I can do it. Picked a handful of people holding on for dear life. Thank you very much. Yeah.
No time for nostalgia, champion.
Thank you, High Lord. Now, challengers, I will begin the ritual of summoning. When I am done, a
Yeah.
fearsome
I don't know if I'm interested in roasting anybody because I don't think you should dish it if you can't take it. And I can't take it. I don't want anyone to insult me. It hurts my feelings, so I try not to insult anybody else if I can avoid it. Hard to maintain friends after high school. Yeah. Comfy. I need coffee this morning. Burning Legion. Oh, don't stand on the lawn. I think maybe I'm a bit naive, and maybe people use touch grass as an insult. I just think it's like a nice idea. It just sounds like a nice suggestion to me. I think I must be using it wrong. Because like, I don't know, have you literally touched grass? It's lovely. There's birds outside, there's sunshine sometimes. I mean, if you have grass allergies, then maybe that's a problem, but like for the most part, it's like, go have a picnic, you know? Take a break. Treat yourself to an afternoon off where you can just enjoy being alive on the planet. It just sounds nice. I don't think that's an insult at all. It's not like we just turned into an insult comic stream. Making an egg for myself is a nice idea, and some people use it as an insult. So, I photosynthesize for the light off my PC monitor. I have tried leveling the Mop Remix event. I put out a video detailing my power leveling. Well, it wasn't mine, I didn't invent it, but the power leveling strategy. Most do use it as an insult for shut-ins. Huh. I guess I could see it. Like, if somebody thought that I was really skinny and they were telling me to, like, hit the gym, it also might be a nice idea. I'm sure a lot of people really enjoy the gym and it's been great for them. But I guess it's not a choice that you should be trying to make for other people, I guess is the point. I can see it. Pretty well let go of trying to fix people. I wish people would leave me be too. Yeah. Nothing wrong with a little bit of acceptance. Smile more, lighten up, relax, etc. Yeah. I mean, those I find are just not actionable. I've never been able to manually relax. There's a lot of great, like, it's a good idea to get to that point, but just trying for it is not usually helpful. It's like if someone's trying to improve their race timing, like, listen, have you tried running faster? You want to get that race done in X amount of time. Consider going, but more. Go to the chimney store, buy a chimney, you get the idea. Yeah. Have you considered getting better? Simply Stop Being Sad is my favorite. I occasionally get Don't Be So Serious. And I don't know. I think I'm pretty silly. I think I'm pretty I don't know. I'm as relaxed as I'm gonna be. I'll chill out eventually. But yeah, I do think it's a lot easier to touch grass than it is to simply relax or, I don't know, hit the gym. I guess I'm assuming there is grass. Some people live in areas without access to parks. But I don't know, going for a walk. It's real good. Little picnic. You are doing yoga now? So eventually, probably. I forgot what the rest of that sentence was. I've come to terms with the fact that no matter how much yoga I do and how much I progress in it, it's not going to make me ripped. I'm not going to just like wake up with a bodybuilder body from doing this. It's not going to visibly change my body that much. The way that I feel in my body will change and has changed already. The things that I can do in my body will change. But just because you are more capable or fit or whatever does not necessarily mean you're going to look absolutely jacked. That is a different discipline of exercise. If there is no grass, consider running for city office. It's insult only if you live in Arizona. Is it a colloquialism? Yeah, I don't know. Apparently. How fast the leveling in the pre-patch event? Decently fast. Not quite as fast as the remix leveling. I'd say 4 to 6 hours, 10 to 70-ish. Maybe a little more than that. 7, 8. Morning, Hazel. Fellow nerds in the chat. Good morning, Seabury. How you doing today? We have yet to get our offhand, but we're only level 18. We're only 8 levels into this. Should be a new event coming up in a sec here.
What a peculiar memory.
Northrend's not the finest one, but it's okay. Don't think I have the attention discipline. 10 to 70 just doing radiant echoes. The only reason it's holding my attention is because I'm hoping for transmog drops. I think the suspense of will I see this offhand drop for me, or indeed one of the cloaks could happen. That's kind of keeping me going here. If I didn't have that and I was just leveling with no interest in the transmogs, I would not bother. I would level in Remix or something else instead. I would even consider leveling through questing and collect Transmog that way and do it way slower. Did you buy all the $1 Defender weapons even though some look the same? I will buy them, but I'm annoyed by it. Yeah, that's very understandable. I get that. I bought one of each for now. I think I'm going to buy the rest of them because I think I'm going to end up with a bunch of surplus memories because I'm still grinding for a couple more drops. But if I somehow got the rest of these drops and I got my characters leveled and I didn't have the rest of the weapons bought, then I wouldn't worry about it. I'm not, I'll get them, but mainly because there's not a lot else for me to do with those memories. And I'm sure I'll find some character or another to wield them. We have enough ults. At 10:30. I need to take a short break here. I'm going to main my gnome priest in the War Within. Yeah. Beerby. Prepare for oblivion? Hang on. I'm preparing. I'm coming. Wait for me. Need more ults? Let's keep my attention to Radiant Echoes. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see in the course of the War Within if I end up gravitating to DPS or healing more. But it's hard because I know I love healing. It's so fun. It's such a perfect challenge for me. And it kind of suits me. You don't have to be a diva to heal. But it is fun to be a diva and heal. And I have a little bit of a diva in here. I like to feel like I'm helping. I mean, you can also be a diva DPS, but like, it's easier to get invited to groups as a healer. I do not have the Golden Hearthstone card toy. I understand it only drops in like a Demon Hunter or something. And I was always too stubborn to bring a Demon Hunter specifically. Oh, I can summon my Syad. Succubus or Incubus. Not just helping, deciding who lives and dies. Dragonblight takes too long. Yeah, it's the worst of the 3 zones. It's not awful. It's manageable, but it's not the best one.
These echoes must be contained.
I was so hungry before dinner last night. I had kind of a light lunch and I thought I could get away with it, and then I realized I could not get away with it. I'm awful right now in that I know I want to eat well. I want to eat decent-sized, balanced meals that have all of the big parts of like what you need to feed yourself in them. So I don't, because up until this point in my life, I've tried to eat well enough. You know, I'm not allergic to vegetables. I'm not allergic to fiber and whole grains. We cook now and then, and we like, you know, I'm making sure that I'm eating enough, but it wasn't unheard of for me to have days where I was like, I am mostly surviving on bread and noodles, which is not ideal. I'm not like wildly malnourished or anything like that, but I could do better. But now I'm thinking more about what I'm putting into my body, so I'm awful, and then I like, okay, I need to eat nutrients, I need macros, I need this and this and this and this and this. But like, I'm not actually, oh, hang on, it's not over yet. I'm not actually planning the meal and like preparing and cooking it and like soaking stuff ahead of time. So I had a kind of a light lunch because I couldn't think of anything extra that I wanted to add to it that I had groceries for. And I hadn't done the actual work to like prep anything or plan anything. So I was just like, oh, this will be fine. I'll live. And then like 5 o'clock comes around, and we usually eat dinner a little bit later. And I'm so hungry that I fell into a pit of drama. It's like, I'm wasting away. I'm a void. I'm empty. And my dear partner was in the process of making enchiladas. Like, we'd cooked some beans. He had roasted some yams. He was getting ready to like put together enchiladas to bake. And he's like, well, it'll be ready in like an hour. And I'm like, an hour? Because I had made poor choices in planning in my day. And we adapted, and instead, because the components were cooked, they just weren't baked together yet, we made like sort of burrito or enchilada bowls, I guess, where we just had like some beans and some yams and some tortillas and salsa and all the fixings and whatever in just a big bowl earlier because I was dying. yeah, sweet potatoes, but like the orange ones. Welcome to the rabbit hole. Not allergic to any of them? In between to be had somewhere. It was really good. Oh my god, the beans were so good. I was napping, I think, up until that point at 5. I was kind of like snoozing a little bit. And I was so hungry, and the beans smelled so good that it woke me up. I was like, food? Hello? Beans? Not allergic to any vegetables? I don't think so. I don't think I have any food allergies at all. There's things that I shouldn't eat because they make my mouth explode, but like, I don't know if that's an allergy. I think that's just bad luck. And it's especially because it's more of a recent thing. Getting closer to moose every day. As far as I know, I don't actually currently have any allergies at all. As a kid, I had pretty severe cat allergies, which is funny because now my cat sleeps on my pillow and then I put my face in the cat. But yeah, no, I grew out of it. Turns out, maybe allergic to latex. Ooh, that's annoying.
I remember you in the mountains. But you,
In the mountains.
what is this?
Why am I reapplying corruption? Is it because I don't want to cast Demon Bolt? It's gonna take too long. Allergic to confrontation. That's not an allergy. That's a habit. I have some real deep built-in avoidance that I am working on. It's a coping method that has served me reasonably well for some areas of my life. But it's not always helpful now, and I'm trying to approach it a little differently. It is so hard. It is so hard to change your coping strategies as an adult. That is not an allergy, that is an intolerance. Also chicken, big, missing good salad.
I yield.
Oh, Fizzlebank's coming back up. But yeah, I need to at some point do some meal planning. It's hard because I'm I'm busy and I'm tired, and I used to do not very many things in a day. I wasn't feeling up to it. I wasn't very high functioning. And now I'm doing a lot more things in a day. And I'm like, that's enough. I'm tired. I don't want to also have to... I need to grocery shop and meal plan and stuff, but it's like... We got stuff to do. And also, I want to make sure I leave time for naps. And naps with the kitty cat. Cuddles with the dog. Long walks with the dog. You know, there's some things I'm not willing to sacrifice. But you gotta eat. You want to eat good. I'm gonna make another batch of lentil curry. That's a good one. I finally bought another jar of curry paste to help season it. I was using just dry powders for a while, like dry seasonings, and it was alright, but like, I find that using the refrigerated curry paste as one of my ingredients like really helps kick it up. My sacrifice seems topical. Moosey's so cute. He's such a bunny. I just want to pick him up like a little baby and smush him. I can't. I cannot pick him up like a little baby. But I can snuggle him on the couch and stuff. Give it a couple months, you'll end up like me, eating the same thing 4 times a day, 3 ingredients in a bowl in the microwave. Yeah, I'm with Scoots. That sounds like despair. I can't do it. Ever gonna bring back baking streams? I don't have any plans to. Did try something different this morning? Oh yeah, what do you make? You face Straxus.
Another will take my place. Your world is doomed.
I had a cereal breakfast this morning. I'm gonna have to mix it up a little bit more for lunch. Oatmeal with spinach and eggs all mashed up. Kinda good.
How strongly Azeroth remembers these.
Why are we all eating the same thing every day? Not me. Couldn't be me. You gotta talk to Currents about that. Let's see. I need to be at least a tiny bit excited about food if it's gonna go into my face. I can't live on Grim. I could, I suppose, but like, I'm not there. We're not, we're not in jail. Heard bacon streams, got all excited. There was a time in my life where I thought, give me a meal replacement drink I can do 3 times a day. I don't want to eat anymore. Sometime after a product like that came on the market, had to try it. It was miserable. I was wrong. It's like the food version of just like filling your closet with like 9 of the same shirt and wearing them every single day. And I'm one to talk because I wear the same thing like all the time, but I have like different vintage wildlife shirts. Sure, maybe I only have 6 of them, but at least they're different from each other. It's a utilitarian versus a expression and joy of living kind of approach. You do have to use more decision making and more mental energy to mix it up all the time and decide what you feel like, but sometimes it adds a little bit of light to your life. Makes it a little bit, makes it feel a little more alive. How many shirts do we own? Probably a few too many. I go through phases of being a bit minimalist about my clothes and kind of doing like a very contained capsule wardrobe, and then I'll go shopping because I love shopping. I have quite a few shirts.
Has no need for historical records.
Some of them get worn more than others, and then some of them are for specific things. I have a few shirts that I will only wear fishing. I have one shirt that is exclusively for like hiking and sun protection if I know I'm going to be like out fishing or hiking in the sun. And then of course there's the layers. 12 of the same black t-shirt I use every day. I know it works for a lot of people, and if that makes you happy, I'm all about it. I simplified parts of my wardrobe too because I just like was kind of stressed by too many options, especially when it came to pants. Shirts are easy because I feel like all of my t-shirts are comfy and they feel different enough to be like expressive, but like I got a lot happier when I consigned myself to I'm just gonna wear joggers or sweatpants basically every day unless I have like a formal appointment. And I'm gonna have a few different ones, and I'm gonna get pairs that I like that are comfy and that they fit as well as I want them to. And I'm not gonna stress about how I'm not wearing real pants. I'm just gonna commit to this as my life, and it's fine. I got a lot happier after that. I've never been to Florida to fish. No, I haven't done a lot of fishing outside of my own little bubble here in BC. Drink was fine, but I couldn't get used to not eating anymore. Made me depressed. I think meal replacement shakes have a great place in life, and they saved my butt for a little bit. At a certain point in my life when I needed to eat, and I just could not bring myself to deal with food. But all the time, I think would really, really get to me. Florida has some amazing fishing. I bet they do. One thing I'll give for fishing here, though, is there's basically never alligators. Not once have I come across a gator while fishing. MRI test done. Able to relax, watch your stream. That's wonderful. I love watching wildlife while I'm fishing. It's one of my favorite things. Is you'll see different wildlife fishing than you do when you're hiking. Because, I mean, I guess it depends on how you go about hiking, but when I'm hiking, I'm typically moving most of the time. Like, I'll stop and chill at lookout spots, or maybe I'll sit and eat lunch, but for the most part, I'm hiking, I'm going. And you'll see lots of things, but when I'm fishing, and especially if I'm going to set up in a spot and I'm going to fish there for hours and I'm not moving much, eventually the wildlife kind of gets used to you, and it starts to come back out, and you're going to see more and different things that you may or may not have seen if you were just passing through. I love all the animals that you can see by the water here, both ocean and lakes. Remember how I mentioned might be autistic? Yes. I used to do topography surveying as a job. We take GPS location shots, and I almost got bit by a 6-foot gator. Yeah, this is Will from Fizzlebang. That's wild. Might have ADHD. Well, definitely worth exploring with professionals. Good thing to get on top of. Gators freak me out. Love to hear it. Come fish in Florida. It's like Menethil Harbor. I've never done any fishing tourism. I would feel so like... I know lots of people do travel to fish, but I would feel so lost, especially trying to like, I don't know, clean and cook fish while like staying somewhere. I like making a mess of my own home where I can like bleach everything and clean it up properly when I'm done.
I wouldn't call this particular echo radiant.
I got like 20 minutes until the next zone flips over. A lot of Airbnbs here for that sort of thing. Yeah, I guess so. I would just be... I don't know, I feel weird. Clean your fishing house. I clean them at the water. Like, I'll take the organs out at the water. But you have to leave the head on, so I will, depending what kind of fish it is and how I'm cooking it, I will fillet it at home. If it's something like a trout where I'm going to basically just like cook it whole, then it's not such a big deal. But for like a rockfish or something that I want to fillet and debone and fry, which is delicious, by the way, that I'm doing in my house. Or like anything that I'm going to be scaling, I do my scaling at home. Free Crusader. If you see a body of water more than 1 foot deep, there is a gator in it. Even a small pond. Oh, man. The biggest thing you have to be careful about here, especially if you're fishing or you've got food, is bear safety. But it's black bears here. Did you see there's an alligator in Lake Erie? I hadn't heard of that. Put them in the cooler, do all that in my garden. Good bits nurture my soil. Yeah. I would love to have a real garden. I think if I tried to have any fish bits in my planters in my balcony, I would get all of our local rats and raccoons and wildlife absolutely ripping it to pieces. Oh, not ideal for city living. Number collection, Champion's Call. When I was a kid and we had a garden, we used to try to bury, if I'd caught a fish, which didn't happen very often. I wasn't very good fishing as a kid, but if I'd caught a fish, we would try to bury like the bones and stuff in the garden, and my dog would dig them up every single time. Garden one day. Man, I don't know where I'm going to live or what I'm going to do. I don't know what I want even. I used to have a fairly specific dream of I want to live in one of these areas. I want this kind of a place. It's going to cost me this sort of a money. If I save this much and I get a mortgage at this rate, I could do it with this down payment. And I had it all like mathed out. And I just don't know what I want anymore. I don't know. I don't know what I mean, I don't have to figure it out right now, which is good. I'm pretty happy renting where I'm at. I like the place that I'm in, and it has a lot going for it. So I'm not in a huge hurry to move, but like, man, the last like year has just completely shaken up my ideas about what kind of life I want to lead and where I want to live. Thought of the stream today where I randomly started looking into houses I can't afford in areas that I cannot legally live in. Didn't want to buy a house in Florida. My kids have roots here. Mom's here. Sister's here. Buying a house here. Yeah. The problem is that right now and there's middle ground. So it's not like these are the only two options. But the dichotomy for me buying a place is basically my family is here. The people that I've met are here. All of the roots that I've put down are in the city. And I've started to really kind of fall in love with the city of Victoria and everything that there is here. And if I moved away to the place where I could afford not even a house. I can't afford a house unless I move to like nowhere. I can't afford. I'm not a millionaire. I have savings. I have a down payment saved, but it's not going to get me $1 million house. So, like, I'd be looking at, like, a townhouse with maybe, like, a little fenced yard and some grass where moose could snooze. But it would be, like, hours out of town. And it would be in smaller areas where there would be things like grocery stores and vets. And I could live a life, but I would be far from all of my family. And I would be far from all of these, like, what am I doing the lumber one for? You know. it would be very different from everything that I've kind of gotten used to and gotten in the habit of here. And there's a possibility that it could be, I used to really want that because I wasn't very connected with anything. And I just kind of wanted to be left alone and to just live quietly somewhere when I didn't need a whole lot. And the more connected in the community I get, the more I don't want to leave. But if I'm buying a place here, it's not going to be a house. It's not going to be a townhouse. It would be like a condo, and maybe an old one, and maybe in kind of a sketchy area. And I also have a dog, and he has zoomies, and he's 70 pounds, and that's going to rule in a lot of places. I don't want to live somewhere where he's going to be worried about stepping on needles and eating stuff that he really, like, he eats stuff, like, we have to stop him from eating stuff no matter where we are, but there's some areas that are a lot cleaner than others. I could not tell you what I'm doing right now. I'm swinging my lumber. We're going to stop that. I don't know. It's a whole thing. So I'm basically trying not to worry about it right now and just kind of enjoy where I'm living and what I'm doing. And I don't know. Maybe if I really get myself sorted out, my situation will change. But I would need to be like earning like over 300 grand a year if I wanted to be able to afford a house in town. Maybe even more than that. It's just an insane amount of money. Spinning to winning. Tired of owning a home. So much work that I can't do now physically. Best to just ignore it and not feel bad at this point. Yeah. I want to get into the real estate market so that it doesn't leave me behind. Because if I don't set my dreams on it has to have a garden and it must be a freehold house, and I accept that maybe I buy a condo or a townhouse or whatever, depending on where it is. Then I can get into the market and those things continue to appreciate in value. You're building equity and you have financial growth there, as opposed to renting where you're just kind of treading water, hoping for the best. But yeah, there's a lot of different factors to balance. And I'm kind of going through a period of like personal change right now, so I'm trying not to make any big decisions because while I don't know what I want now, it may continue to change over time. And I have some more growing to do before I figure out what kind of life I even want to lead. But it's a good problem to have lots of choice. There is time. Yeah, I mean, there's consequences to taking too much time. It's not like a completely consequence-free thing. But you do your best. Try not to worry about it too much. Crazy to me that my grandparents owned a house at my age. It's wild to me that when my mom was my age, I was... How old was I when my mom was my age? 10? No, 8? Something like that. And I'm trying to imagine having like an 8-year-old child. Absolutely not. My parents were a lot more grown up in their 30s than I am. I still feel like I'm in my early 20s trying to figure it out. Especially because I am doing a lot of adulting for the first time because I kind of delayed my milestones a little bit by getting married so young. I can't imagine having a child at all, ever. Yeah. Tadpoles, Crusaders. Got married at 24, 44 now. Yeah, there's definitely, and this is completely my own fault. I got myself into it. I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not filled with regret or anything, but I definitely did not adapt to like a fully independent level of adult life in my early 20s because I met the person that I would marry when I was 19, and they were a bit older, and then I married when I was 21. So I'd lived on my own a little bit, but not very much, not very effectively. I hadn't really like put down my feet as an adult yet. And then I was married to somebody who was older, who was more adept at taking care of everything, and I just kind of never really figured a lot of stuff out for like a while. So in my early 30s now, I'm kind of going through a lot of things that some people go through in their early 20s because I just skipped it back then. More cats and dogs. It's like a better life for me. Son is 16, goes to college in September. Feels so old. It's so exciting though. What's going on here? What? I'm just gonna, I don't know what I did. There we go. I got my 1400 memories. That's good. Transmog changes post. Let's look at it. Let's pull it up. News, breaking news. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. Woo, woo. Upcoming Transmog collection changes planned for 11.0.5. Class restricted gear and all quest reward. I like the sound of this. Let's go to the original page. Thanks, Carfax. Following the introduction of warbands, we've seen a lot of discussion and received a lot of feedback from Transmog collectors. We want everyone to know that we are currently working on some improvements to appearance collecting that are planned for the next patch after the release of War Within. First is an update to class restricted gear. We are working to make it so that non-cosmetic class restricted gear can have its appearance collected by any class. Appearance collection will be retroactive to any gear in your inventory or bank. The intent is to make it much easier to collect class sets from legacy raids where that gear drops directly. So, for example, Nighthold. We are also still working on the much discussed update that makes it so that when quests are completed, all appearances from non-cosmetic item rewards will be granted, regardless of whether that particular class could have seen or chosen them. We plan for this to be retroactive, so any quest that you previously completed should grant all qualifying appearances when you first log on to any character. The intent here is to remove the need for completing these quests on multiple classes in order to collect all the appearances they provide. Our intent is to implement the above with the next patch after the launch of the War Within. Not with the War Within, after 11.05. Yes! That is excellent. Happy dance. That is sick. We love it. Great news. That's fantastic. Oh, I love this. Retroactive quest completion. Oh, I'm going to be set. I'm going to get a big bump from that. Oh, love that. Very happy. Good news. Raid runs. Holy smokes. Let's, what is it today? Friday. Classic quests? They say retroactive, so any quest that you previously completed should grant all qualifying appearances when you first log on to any character. ATT percentage about to be eaten good. Yeah. Hot diddly do. I'm happy with that. That's great. Push my Nighthold farm months into the future now. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to farm any more raids that drop those things because you could keep those items. Like if you get a class item to drop, you could just hold on to it in your bank and it would learn then. But I don't want to stuff up my bank with all of that stuff. Also, don't mind me.
Be careful. Hello.
All the pre-catamog from quests. Holy moly. That is big. Yeah, that's great. I don't really want to do any more Northrend, so I think I'm gonna not. I think we're gonna leave Northrend on Gorla. She's level 22. We can spend some of her talent points. My Felguard. Do I have a Felguard? Feldom, Implosion. Also, I have to meet my Syad. I haven't summoned my my Succubus or Incubus yet. What is the name? She is Batanda. Betty. She is much shorter than me. If I farm on a druid, get a mage set from Tomb of Sargeras. You just have to hold on to it until 11:05. If you sell it, it will not do you any good. But if you hold on to it in your bags or void storage or something, you're set. I wonder if she lays eggs. Oh, man. Has Zalatath messed with you again? My head said 11:05 should come October, November. That'll be excellent. And there's still plenty of transmog collecting I can do in advance of that. There's plenty of other raids that don't work that way, but now all I need is for it to be a little smoother for me to figure out which classes I need to use tier tokens on. Okay, so she's gonna take a minute, take a little break here. Oh, I do have a Felguard. What's my Felguard's name?
Warlock. The Council of the Black Harvest requests your assistance.
He's Vinnick Shakur, also known as Vinny. Vinny will do. Shall we throw that onto the bar? He might be needed. It said the quest appearances would be retroactive. I will link the forum post right there for you. So we got 5 minutes to kill before the zone flips over. Let's pull some. Just pull some. Check the mission table board actually. Great movie, My Cousin Vinny. I don't know if I've seen it. Fantastic movie. Oh, oh no! Did we get this one done at least? Yeah. I put my best people on it. 24 pet charms for me. There are more pet charms. I always just do these top 5 and they can pretty much do most things. Sometimes the anima quests fall through though. I'm not using an add-on though, so I don't always put together my teams very optimally. I just kind of hope. All the free gold this used to give. Only consistent source of income.
Yes, mortal.
Oh, man. I'm pleased about the pet charms. Feels pretty good. I sincerely think you'd like My Cousin Vinny. Is it funny? Defend his nephew in a case in Alabama. Huh. They show that movie in law school. Oh. I watched The Alpinist for the first time. They had it on Amazon Prime Video. Oh man, that was a trip of a movie. I think I'm done with movies about climbing for a little bit, but that was a good one to finish it off on. You know what I can do is I can get this character one more level so that she can. Oh man, she just won't pull her bow out, will she? So that when it's time to farm cloaks, she'll be ready. What is that about? Is it based on the book? No, it's a documentary about a Canadian climber, Marc-Andre Leclerc, and like the climbing that he did. But it's really fascinating. I won't say too much about it because it's a story that you kind of have to experience the first time. But he was basically this climber that would just kind of like no one really knew about him because he wasn't very Instagram or like good at self-promoting. Like this dude just wants to climb mountains. So he goes and he climbs them and he does these insane ascents that nobody else would even dream of doing. Again, I won't say too much, but it's a good film. It's about an hour and a half. The bow's broken, I think. I want one more level here. I got a cat pet from the very starting area, and I named it Kyria after Miss Kira. DH Warglaives are broken too. One's on the back, the other one's on the side. I don't know what I'm going to do for professions on a bunch of my alts. Inksy, my main, she had alchemy and enchanting. She had tailoring and enchanting for a while, but when I switched to maining her, I dropped tailoring to pick up alchemy because I am one of these people that has to have alchemy in my main. I cannot handle having short... I cannot handle having short duration files. I must have like the extra file duration. So, and also I needed it to be able to like drop cauldrons for my raid or whatever. So she's alchemy and enchanting. I could consider dropping the enchanting for tailoring, or I could do the enchanting properly. I didn't really make any gold off enchanting or make any enchants for anybody in Dragonflight. It was kind of a, I don't want to call it a waste, but it was kind of a mess. I did most of my professions on my evoker. Sometimes I like having a gathering prof on my main because my main spends a lot of time out in the world questing and collecting and looking for stuff, so it's nice for them to have gathering. But in the long term, I'm not doing very much herbalism. I do a bunch of herbalism early, and then I eventually start just buying all of my herbs. So it's not that important for me to have it on my main. I could go tailoring. I could do alch tailoring, alch enchanting, or alch herb. Alch is the only thing that I'm not willing to compromise on. You could use several flasks. But that costs more money. You know how I mean, I'm broke right now. But you know how I get a lot of gold is I don't spend it. I don't spend it on stuff. There was a bug, someone completing a quest. Yeah. Here, I'll link the relevant articles. It was a beta thing. So originally, this is part 1 of the story, where Blizzard confirmed that beta behavior was not intended, but then before you get too upset, this is the follow-up to the story that we only just found out about like minutes ago, 23 minutes ago, where in 11.05 they are changing it so that you should be able to collect all transmog from completing a quest, even retroactively. Happy ending. I don't think I'm gonna actually go get the runes from the relics in here. I don't think we need to. We're basically just getting to level 10 here. Although oh, we've done all these quests a million times. It should kick in retroactively. Pardon me. I guess if I want furbolgs, there's furbolgs in there. They're Bolgan. They're now confirming the opposite? Yeah. But not for current, for 11.05. It's intent to add that functionality in a patch coming out after the release of the War Within. Same period of the 20th anniversary. Dave Growl, thank you for the 58-month resub. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Hope you're having a wonderful beginning to your weekend. Man, the item ID I can collect. This was such a scary cave to come in Classic. This was so freaky in hardcore. I don't even know if I know I did do it on a couple of low level characters, but I over leveled it substantially. I did it on that Night Elf Hunter that I leveled to like 30 in hardcore classic, but I didn't come into the cave until like I made a point to over level it. I was the highest level character in that cave at the time. There was a bunch of people running around at like level 7, and I was very nervous for them. Does Dave have the longest standing sub? I think there might be a few past 60. I'm not 100%. I don't know where to see that. I can poke around. Let me see. Let me look at my dashboard. There's got to be information in here somewhere. Community. Activity? No, that's me. Followers list. That's not what we want. Subscriptions. No, those are subscription names. Ad-free viewing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not real adept at the back end. Perk has a longer streak? Maybe. I'm really lucky. I've got a lot of people that have supported me for a long time. Not going that way. We're definitely not doing the Relics Awakening. Check channel points next. Do you know how? Viewer rewards. Power-ups and channel points. Enable channel points. Good. No, I don't see leaderboards at all. It must be extensions that people run. I want to know if I'm still ahead.
Can I assist?
Relative Hazel Noob. Hey, I see a gold acorn. That's 18 months. It's a long time.
May the stars guide.
So, we're still level 9. I think I know what I want to do about it, though. Oh, hang on. We didn't turn it in. I just vendored stuff. Whoops. You know how I said I needed a leather and a plate character? I forgot I had a monk. I'm curious to hear what plate character you're going to make. It needs to be downloaded as CSV and exported to Excel. Oh. That is, Well, you know what? I got an open office software because I had to pull historical exchange rates in CSV to do my taxes. It was really annoying. Where do you download it though? Role manager. I can see my moderators and stuff. No idea. Okay, did we get to 10? No, we are a little ways short. Maybe we ought to just kind of do a little, head towards Darnassus, maybe. Do a fishing quest or something. Seen the Wowhead news in the last 20 minutes? Yeah, we read the post on stream. Very exciting. Very happy. 10 out of 10.
Ishnuala. Farewell.
Subscriber page. I don't know if I have one. My community page has roles manager, activity, and follower list. And the follower list is like a grid with everybody's profile pictures of literally every follower. Oh, it's sorted by recent. I can see which of you followed recently. That's fun. Here's some cute profile images. Yeah. My taxes are annoying because a lot of my income comes from the States, but the work is done in Canada, so I have to do exchange rate gains depending on when it was invoiced versus when it was paid out, and because a lot of it doesn't technically get invoiced, it's a bit of a, there's some, I don't want to say creative bookkeeping, but you have to have a tactic and stick to it, and you have to pull dates and exchange rates for a bunch of stuff. Because like if I earned money in July and then I got paid in August, and in between the time that I earned the money and the time that I got paid, if the exchange rate changed in a way that made me get more money, I also have to pay taxes on that gain in exchange rate difference. It's like pennies, but it needs to be tracked. It's a, it's a gigantic pain in the ass, but pardon me. Pardon my language. That's how much I hate it, I guess. It's an enormous pain in the booty, but it needs doing. Yeah, in the beehive. There you go. Maybe we'll go to this is the longest I've ever taken to finish a level. Is this gonna do it?
Ishnu Daldiel. What brings you here?
Here I was thinking after dark streams were gone. Yeah, you just gotta get me complaining about bookkeeping and then we're in business. Alright, we got to level 10. We are ready on this character to start leveling, but before then, we still have more chances at an offhand. I was just kind of biding time to make the event switch over because I was done with Northrend, so let's hop back onto our girl Gorla here if we can find her. This list is too long. There she is, level 22. With her Felguard Vinny. That is one, it's really sad, but that is one reason why I haven't done a huge amount of like extra business ventures outside of YouTube and Twitch, is because just handling YouTube and Twitch payments for my taxes here has been it was such a headache that I didn't really want to get myself in for a bunch more. Anything that was too terribly complicated. One-off sponsorships aren't too bad because if there's an invoice date and there's a receipt date, that's fairly straightforward as long as I keep all the invoices, which of course you do. But anything else that's like ongoing it gets messy very quickly, and I am not prepared to deal with any more messiness right now. I did try contracting professional help, but then I ended up having to like do it myself anyways, so I'm kind of burned on the idea of help right now. Was it easier when you lived in the States? Yeah, because I didn't have to account for conversion. But I'm still happy to be home. And I'm happy that I was able to move with the job that moved with me. I didn't have to go job hunting when I came back here. Coffee partnership NCXT. Yeah, I basically just, back there, I just had to keep track of how much money I made within a year. And then how much I had spent on various write-offs. It was just kind of an amount thing. As long as it was within the calendar year, the dates weren't as specific, and there certainly wasn't any exchange. What are we doing? This way. I saw China's technical artistic swimming routine, and it's crazy how talented they are. I can barely swim straight. I know, it's wild. I no longer live in the US. I live in Canada. I live on Vancouver Island, Victoria, BC. I did live in Oregon, in America, for about 7 years. And a couple of years ago, I moved back home because I grew up here. Oh, Ragnaros is up. Hello. That works out. Job hunting is awful, but now at 2 months it sucks. But you need to get desperate. Hope it works out soon. Can you explain what pre-patch means? Pre-patches are updates to the game that are released ahead of an expansion launch that contain a lot of like the technical and the systems changes without containing like the new zones and quests and leveling. So right now in the War Within pre-patch, we have some talent tree changes. We have war bands where they've made a bunch of changes to make things more account wide. There's also an event going on that we're playing right now that is just for the pre-patch event, but we're not yet able to level to 80 and go to the new zones that are coming in the War Within. That'll happen in about 2 weeks when early access, and then later the full War Within release starts. I've never been on the Oregon Trail, no. Work salary job, say government, I make X, tell me how much I owe, seems easier. Yeah, when I was a young adult and I worked retail, it was, I mean, I didn't make very much money, so I didn't, but it was fairly straightforward. You have your form. I would just TurboTax it. I would just get the software and I would plug the numbers off of the form that I got into there, and then I would pay my taxes that way. There was like an issue with it one year where I ended up undercalculating, and then I had to pay like an extra bill, and I had to have them split that up into installments because I didn't even have the money, which was very stressful. But yeah, it was not like, I would freak out about having to do my taxes, and it was literally like 45 minutes on a laptop. And now it's like, it like took over my year. I spent weeks basically working full time on it last year. It should be better now that I have it'll still be probably 20 hours of work, but it should be better now that I know what I'm doing. And that I have kept better. Like, I always kept track of things and I kept records, but I had a couple of holes in my records, and there was a couple of miscalculations that went pretty deep that had to be unraveled. So now that I've got it all straightened out, it should be a little easier. Why did you move to a place that's more expensive? Because my mom lives here, and my sister lives here, and my nephew lives here, and because I grew up here and I was really homesick. There's something to be said for family and home. If I moved to a little town in the US, I would have been horribly lonely. It would have been no way to live. There's no point in having a bunch of money and nobody to see. Searing Gorge is the best place leveling it all. Went 25 to 45 so fast. Yeah. I spent 7 years away from my family, and I found out, especially during COVID, what it was like to have like funerals that you can't go to because you can't get out of the country, and to have people having birthdays and like anniversaries and events and stuff, and just feeling like lives are going on without you and you're missing it. And that's time you can't get back. Canada is expensive. Your friend is correct. Your friend is absolutely right. It is horrifically spendy to live here, and I live in a particularly expensive city too. It's not number 1, but it's got to be up there. Let's see, most expensive cities to live in Canada. Where's Victoria? Number 3. At least for housing anyway. I don't know about cost of living, but it can't be good. Third most expensive city. Number 1 is Vancouver, and number 2 is Toronto. They're pretty close. Victoria's right after that. What are the remembered boars originally from? Pristine boar liver. I want to say wetlands, but I'm not 100%. Looks a bit wetlandsy. Is it like that all over up there? There are places that are more affordable. A lot of those places are more remote or in wildly different areas of Canada. And then I would be back in kind of that same situation of like, well, I'm really far from my family and everybody's lives are going on without me kind of thing. I used to live in the middle of nowhere. I was doing fine as far as money goes, but it was atrocious for my mental health. None of my friends lived up there. It's the second most expensive in the world, let alone Canada. Yeah. Yeah, at least I don't live in Vancouver. I don't even get out there very much. I haven't been to Vancouver since I came home. I didn't even go through Vancouver on the way. I took the ferry. I took the Coho. I went from Port Angeles straight to Victoria. These lights are Amazon LEDs. The pillar light in the corner that's right behind me is a Govee one, Govee. It's like an Amazon sold brand from China. I have no reason to believe that it's like a company that takes my privacy seriously, but I don't really care. But as expensive as it is here, one thing it has going for it, on top of course, family and history and whatnot, is it is so beautiful. It is, like, the natural beauty here is incredible, and that's important to me. I think it would be hard for me to move to, like... I'm sure it's also beautiful in the interior, but I think it would be very hard for me to move to the prairies if I decided to try to do that and go live, like, in a suburb outside Calgary or something. I'm sure there's also natural beauty there, but it would be very difficult for me because I love the water so much. Pacific Northwest in general is unfairly pretty. Yeah. There was beautiful nature in Oregon, but I didn't get out very much back then. Uh-oh. Something fell over. Get it? No, it's just my yoga mat. I didn't get out very much, and I didn't get to the water very much. It was a lot of forest, not a lot of beach. Mind you, the beach was just like 2 hours away, but that was 2 hours that I basically never did. I don't know what my fast tag is. I think I got my hand to Gul'dan off. I think we're good. Cascadia in general. I just eventually I want to stay somewhere long enough to feel like I know my way around. Like if somebody is new in town and they ask me for directions, like I could tell them something. You know, I want to know my favorite way to get to the grocery store and the vet and like where the best camping spots are around and, you know, I want to live somewhere long enough to actually settle in and not keep moving and having to figure everything from scratch all over again. No fast tag for Demo. Don't think I'll ever not use Google Maps no matter how long I live somewhere. Yeah. It's nice. Either I like having Google Maps even if I know where I'm going, just in the off chance that I end up taking a turn that I don't mean to, like maybe I can't make a lane change because the traffic's too busy and I end up taking like a direction that I didn't intend to go. I like having it be able to reroute me, or maybe I'm like, I'm not paying attention, I miss an exit. I want it to tell me where to go, basically. Doesn't happen like ever. It pretty much never happens, but I like having it running just in case. Makes me feel a little better. Is Heirloom good for learning rotations? People like it a lot. People like it a lot. I've always, just for me and just myself, I have found that if I am fed a rotation by an add-on like that, I'm not going to learn it because I'm just going to get used. I'm going to learn how to read it off the thing. I'm not going to learn it. I need to practice it on my own. I need to just kind of like pull open a Wowhead page with the rotation laid out, hang out on a target dummy for a while, do a bunch of dungeons poorly, and then do a bunch of dungeons medium. I need to just run it with maybe some notes as a reference, but the real-time feedback is too much for me. But a lot of people really like it, and I think it does have a good role. I live in a town with one stoplight. You could learn how to give directions in a week here. Drain life is an instant tag. That's a good idea. Google Maps knows about that accident a mile up the road. Google Maps is shockingly good at keeping up with local construction too, which is nice here because, owie. They are constantly closing roads, intersections, and ripping things up and putting them back. There's a lot of infrastructure maintenance that happens regularly here, and they're always working on something. So your main road that you usually use to get to a place, maybe it's up for a while and maybe it's gone. And Google Maps is really good at being on top of all the detours. It's the kind of thing I used to not trust it to do, but it's like my best tool. Why do I have a Void Walker? I don't want a Void Walker. I want something that's not going to tank. I lived in the same town for literally all of my life, and I still use maps. I guess actually that you could probably draw a parallel between what I said about having a rotation add-on feed your rotation, make it harder to learn it because you're relying on the add-on, to I use maps everywhere, even in places I know how to go. Maybe if I didn't use maps everywhere, I would learn where I'm going a little better. There's an irony there. Gets you around all traffic accidents and road issues. I guess in Heirloom it's never going to be like, excuse me, your void form is overheated and you can't go that way right now. Please bypass, use void torrent instead. But yeah. Places that I used to get driven around all the time growing up, I have no idea how to get around myself. I learned that I remember nothing from being a passenger. Nothing at all. I could have gone, like my grandparents have lived in the same house my whole life and they still live there. And the first couple times I drove there, I was like, wait, I have no idea how to get to Nana's house. I've been here a million times. Never ever thought about the actual turns that are needed. I was just zoning out in the car. Being a passenger, yeah, not helpful at all. Warlock fun? Seems cool. Seems neat. I'm mainly hoping for an item to drop. I haven't really had any items drop recently. I'm hoping for an item to drop. Which is why I'm on a caster right now. I don't even know where Vinny went. Vinny, come back. There he is. Sense of direction, topography is so different between individuals. I need people in my life that have a knack for it because I don't. I am perma-lost. I have no sense of direction, cardinal or otherwise. If you ask me to find north, I'm not going to know. I could guess. If it's overcast or it's in the middle of the day, not a chance. No idea. It's, here too, like you could say, oh, if you remember which way the water is, then you'll remember which way X direction is, but there's literally water on 3 different directions here. If you can go south, west, or east, or even north if you go in a straight enough line, and you can hit beach. We're on the very southern tip of an island here. Cardinals are fine, landmarks are fine, streets can't help you. Same as you, gets lost on our own street when it snows. Yeah. Gotta be something to do with how the brain's set up, but luckily I live in an era where there's tools for that. I would have been an absolute disaster if I had to be an adult in like the 70s. With like a paper map on the passenger seat, not a chance. There is water in every direction. Yeah, but if you're talking like north, that's like a 6-hour drive. That doesn't count. Can't walk there. We were in Calgary going to Jasper one time. He pulls out the map and says, "Go this way." We ended up lost. He was holding the map upside down. Oh man, that's the kind of story you hold on to forever. That's funny. There's an Aboriginal culture in Australia that has no words for left, right, front, back. They say the north hand if it's the hand that's on the north side. Oh man. I struggle with left and right because not like if I'm facing in a direction, we're talking my left and right, then we're cool. I've got those. I spent enough years doing this to figure it out. But sometimes there's more context that escapes me entirely. Oh, that one's done. We're good. Especially when we're talking about animals. Like if it's like a dog's paw or like the cat's ear or something, and it's like left versus right. I'm like, wait, her left? My left? Your left? North? Doing the same. 3 more today. How many do you have left? I'm primarily seeking Transmog. The all leveling's kind of a bonus. If I don't finish leveling this character, that's fine. I have leveled 1 character in Radiant Echoes, 10 to 70, 13 to 70. I'm not in a huge hurry to level more though. I'm hoping for an offhanded drop. Am I in bed or facing it? Depends. Do you sleep on your front? Oh, which side of the bed do you sleep on? Oh, I see. Yeah, I always categorize that as like window or closet. I sleep on the window side so that if a bear comes through the window, I can protect us. And my partner sleeps in the closet side, so if a monster comes out of the closet, that's his job. You gotta divide and conquer. Yeah, I'm trying to get an offhand. You might have been scarred in Oregon, because here if you miss a turn, you are committed, and it's a while to turn around. Yeah. I don't think I ever missed an exit on the I-5, but I was never going more than 1 or 2 exits up or down. Actually, that's not true. I missed an exit going home one time, and I went to a completely new neighborhood that I'd never heard of before and have never been to since. I don't remember what it was called. It was invented as far as I'm concerned. But it was dark and I was very new to driving, and I took a wrong turn and ended up somewhere completely lost to me, and I don't even know if we had cell service. That was very stressful. How do you get a red Draenei? It's an unlock. There might be a quest line. I forget the details of how it was unlocked.
It seems Azeroth has no need for historical records.
I had to learn a whole set of direction for human anatomy. Left is always patience left, but we have to specify superior, inferior, proximal, distal. I think I remember you telling that story. Oh, thanks, Scoots. You got it. I'm gonna clean today. Get the vacuum into all the corners and get the moose bunnies out of here. Maybe mop a little bit more. I don't know. I'd gotten kind of lazy about mopping, and I was kind of figuring that vacuuming was enough, but then I mopped the hallway because I was trying to do yoga in there, and even when it was like perfectly vacuumed, it kind of smelled near the floor, and I'm like, wait, is it actually really gross? Because it's not very well lit, so you can't see very well. And I mopped it, and then it smelled 100% better, and I'm like, oh, I need to mop. Oops. Sometimes when you have like a big dog, you need to clean a lot, but you don't really see the point in like cleaning too hard because you're like, it's gonna get dirty again immediately. Oh, I get it. Yeah, moose bunnies sound cuter than they are. His shed fur accumulates in drifts and piles up in corners of the place, and it's impossible to sweep because it blows away from the broom, so you have to vacuum it very methodically, and he will eat it if it piles up too much. He will consume it, which is gross. It's just a whole mess. Are you gonna give his moose his wings again? I don't know. I'll see if they fit or if I can affix them to his harness at all. If not, he might be done with Halloween costumes. I might have dressed up my dog for Halloween the one time and then never again. I certainly never made Kira wear a Halloween costume. You've never dressed up in your life. My dog's fur is like Mary Poppins' handbag. She has an infinite fur generator. I was looking at the photos of your doggy in the pet pictures channel of the Discord. Every now and then I'll go and I'll catch up on like everything. You can tell when I've done that because then I post a picture of Moose or Kira or both. But your doggy looks so big. How big is your doggy? Dog. I'm an adult, but I'll be driving by myself just down the street and I'll see somebody with a dog out the window and I'll be like, doggy. Look, they have a woof woof. There's nobody in the car. It's just me. So large. 48 kilograms. Hang on. How much is that in pounds? 48 kg to pounds. 105 pounds. That is so large. That is a hunk of a dog. 100 a little more. Yeah. Wow.
These echoes a message or merely a response?
There we go. Male XP stack still works. You don't even need as much of it. Mary Poppins is a Time Lord. Discuss.
I wouldn't call
Yes.
this
Agree.
particular echo
Jacked and
radiant.
stacked. It's a person.
I wouldn't call this particular echo radiant.
Dog also eats clumps of her fur. Somebody in stream once told me that it's because they're trying to hide their scent. I don't know if true, but if true, then Moose is an uphill battle ahead of him. Lots of different breeds in there. Hi, cute. Hi, sweetheart. I saw a cat on the sidewalk and went, hello, beautiful. Stopped to pet her, and a man was getting stuff out of his car right there and was very confused. Intruder alert.
Initializing subwarp transport. Defense units inbound.
Yeah, leveling is pretty fast. Under 2 hours, 10 to 70 in Remix right now.
I wouldn't call this particular echo radiant.
Yeah, level 10 you can start leveling with memories. You're in a little bit of danger, especially until 15. And then you're still in danger basically until the end, but yes, the male thing in the VOD still works. Works even faster than it did back then. Some Eastern EU sheep herd breeds in there. Explains a lot. Does she like to gather people and or animals? Maybe he wants to hide his scent so Kira doesn't think he stinks as much. I need to give Moosey a bath. He just hasn't gotten like crazy muddy in a while, which is usually it was bath time when we'd come back from outside and he would just have like really gotten into something and we're like, all right, you are taking a bath. Sometimes it would be like on a raid night pretty close to when raid time was happening, so we would be like ordering a pizza and then trying to like wrangle the dog into the bathtub at the same time and like keep an eye on raid invites. How is it for leveling? Weekend plans. Oh. What's going on this weekend, kitty cat? Got some busy stuff to keep up with. A lot of stuff going on between now and I've got a lot of just like various appointments and like life stuff and also raid guides and also stream and also yoga. Getting the dog in the tub while pizza's on the table seems challenging.
These echoes must be contained.
Man, my gear drops just stopped on this character. I don't know what happened. She was getting a bunch of them, but I feel like it's been 10 levels with basically no gear.
Here we go again. Quite literally.
Had a beagle who loved rolling instinct. Yeah. I have to stop Moose. If there's any dead animals, I have to keep him from rolling because that's a very appealing activity for him and many dogs. It's like an instinct for them, but man, not my favorite. But yeah, Moosey hasn't gotten into anything in a while, so he just kind of needs a bath for general grubbiness. We've been making some progress in getting his nails clipped one at a time with great drama, but like every time we successfully get a nail clipped, we then like throw a party and give him a cookie and we're like, yeah! And then he's like, yeah! So I think eventually we'll get to the point that he lets us do maybe more than one at a time. But hey, if we do one nail a day in 20 days, his nails are all done. So I'm just happy there's any progress. He was being a bit iffy about it. The German name for skunk. Yes. What is it? She likes laying at the front door keeping watch. Moosey has to sniff every delivery. If there's like food or like a Amazon package or something delivered, Moose likes to give it the inspection. One nail a day, 20 days later I have to start over. Yeah, pretty much. He has white and black nails, so it's pretty easy to find the spot to trim his white nails because there you can see right through him. But the black ones are so much scarier because you can't, even with good lighting. And ideally you just match them to the white ones. They shouldn't really be any different. So we're kind of doing the white ones first, then we're going to try and like match to even it up, but it's scarier. It is Stinktier, stink animal, and sometimes German is just a very beautiful language. Cat never wants to go into any boxes, but she wants to sniff it all.
I remember this one.
Oh, level 28. I must have some talent points to spend. I do. Wolverine. German's a very effective language. Every time there's a word for something really specific that feels like it should have a word, but it doesn't have one in English, it's always German that has the word. I don't really want Demonic Circle. I don't really want any of these things. I'll take it. Oh, I don't even know how to say that. That's got letters I don't even have. Eats a lot. Started using a scratching board for the dog. Doesn't like having her paws touched. Works great. Item levels, the questing gear. I do not know.
It seems Azeroth has no need
Hekar.
for historical records.
Hi, kitty. She's just purring up a storm here. You're so cute. You're so cute. I feel like I would be a good cat sitter. You know, you feed the cat, scoop the box, pet the cat. If the cat wants to be pet, that is. Hang out with the cat. Could do it. Plus third. Some cat sitting jobs. That's true. If there's grooming or medication involved, diabetic cat that needs like insulin shots every day, that could definitely be more involved. But any cat sitting that I've done in the past has basically just been scoop the box, feed the cat, pet the cat, keep the cat company, let the cat know it's not alone. There's a big fluffy cat that lives around here that visits me now and then. And, I mean, it visits everybody. I think it just does the rounds, but my goodness, that cat is luxurious to pet. Fostering from Humane Society. Pretty great, except trying to trick her into taking medicine. Very clever. Yeah, it's hard when they're too smart. I found that with Moose too. You can't get much past him. He gets suspicious if he thinks you're trying. The best approach with Moose, if you need him to do something, is honesty, because if he thinks you're trying to trick him into something, he is instantly suspicious, even if it's something that he would want to do anyways. Yeah, you can do Excel's Reach first and then come participate in the event. You need to be level 10 for the event, and you should get to 10 doing Excel's Reach. Got a helmet. Something. Yeah, I think fostering would be hard for me too.
What a peculiar memory for Azeroth to show us.
stun and interrupt. That's kind of cool. We may have foster failed without trying. Quite old. Been with us most of the year. Not a priority adoption. Just gets comfy. Oh, I need to repair my gear a little bit. Yikes. Also, when did it become 20 to noon? Holy smokes, today went fast. That's crazy. We're at level 29 on Gorla here.
These echoes must be contained.
What's happened to my outfit? Does this have to do with, oh, undergeared memories, I see. Thinking, who put all these clothes on my Erdar? Thank you. She is an air drying model. 20 to noon a minute ago when it was 21 to noon? Don't know what to tell you. I see what you're saying. One offhand, please. Hi, Hazel. Hello, Native TV. How you doing today?
It's fascinating how strongly Azeroth remembers these events.
Bad luck with the cloaks. Only had a single one drop. Yeah. It seems like they're pretty sparse. I have yet to... let's focus on this one here. I have yet to get one. And I've leveled one character 13 to 70. And now this character 10 to 29. And I've not seen a single cloak yet. I don't think that there's any world in which I'm getting all of them. Had the shield drop. Yeah, me too. I had a couple of those. How's Kira doing? She seems good. She's on my lap right now. She's very cuddly. Remember you had a dog? I do have a dog. I have a German Shepherd Husky etc. mix named Moose. He's about 15 months old. I've had him for a year. If you're thinking from a long time ago, then I used to have a Kleekai with my ex-partner. And then he stayed with my ex-husband in the divorce. His name was Joker. You know, little fuzzy thing. Next you need a moose named Dog. Since when can Dread be red? Or Warlocks? Somewhat recently in the grand scheme of things. Also, I apparently can summon a Fell Hunter that I don't have yet. Only seen one. Is the basic one? Single color recruit one. Oh, wait. I put a selfie that I took with Moosey onto my Instagram story this morning. We were having our coffee. Well, I was having my coffee. Moose doesn't get coffee. Why are you hard casting Demon Bolt and Corruption? I'm not particularly... I haven't made any effort to learn the class. I'm just kind of leveling it, hoping for Transmog to drop. So any buttons more or less do the trick for me. Good afternoon, Hazel. Hello, Jans. Good afternoon to you. Just vibing, really. Yeah. Sometimes it's fun to cast something for 4 whole seconds. Managed to get all the unique transmogs in Remix. Holy smokes, that's a journey. Journey and a half. Yeah, wow. No cappuccino. I need to get groceries again. I keep eating all my food! 31-year-old woman complains that buys food, then eats it. Food is gone. Where did the food go? You'd think I'd be used to this by now. Also, I'm going to die. So what's for lunch? I don't know yet. I'm going to have to... Ooh, Saved by the Bell. I'm going to have to sort that out. Or look into it. Oh, no, I think we're actually ordering lunch today. My partner's out fishing this morning. And we were going to have leftover enchiladas, but then I ate all the enchilada fixings last night because I was really hungry. So... we're kind of out. Pizza Friday. Want the unique model items? Don't think there's time left. Bringing a puppy. Super stressed. Any tips? How to behave with a puppy? Oh, man. Puppies are a lot. I don't want to stress you out. I think you're going to do great. They are a lot. There's a lot of great information online. The biggest thing that you want to make sure that you're doing with a puppy, especially when you're kind of in that like 9, 12, 16 weeks old, is socialization. Giving them good first experiences with as many different things as you can see. Having them meet all kinds of people, having them meet different animals, and obviously like a supervised, controlled way. You want them to have good experiences with everything. You know, you want them to see all the different things they're going to deal with in life. It's very easy to coddle them a lot and keep them inside and safe because it's like baby and you don't want to stress them out too much, but you need them to see all kinds of different things and be socialized to a lot of different things. Handling and vets and stores and I don't know, Moose had to see skateboards and bicycles and traffic and all kinds of people and, you know, like wheelchairs and crutches and like all these different things so that he doesn't freak out if he sees it for the first time when he was like 5 months old. Touch their feet a lot, get them used to handling, get them used to grooming. I did touch Moose's feet a lot and I tried getting him used to nail clipping. I wish I had done it more. Just slow introductions with lots of praise and treats. Give it some time, be patient. It's gonna be hard. Don't expect it to be sunshine and rainbows every day. You're gonna make some mistakes because people aren't perfect, but you're gonna be fine. Yeah, I hope so. Oh, I got some robes. I bought a book and read a book before I brought Moose home about positive reinforcement dog training, and learning the principles of that helped me a lot with figuring out how to go about training and raising and handling a young dog. Congratulations on your puppy, gonna be great. Yeah. Tried to encourage my dog to love baths and she hates them, but she loves pools. Yeah, I love Moosey, but I am kind of relieved that he's still crazy, don't get me wrong. He's still insane. He's still nuts. But he's definitely settling down a lot more, and he's settled in and he's learned a lot of good skills and they work most of the time. He's not perfect. But it's a big relief that he's not a puppy anymore because I had a hard summer last year and like fall. Like the first 6 months of having him home were hard. Making sure you've got good mental health support for yourself as well. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, get sleep, eat good, that kind of thing, because it's a lot. It's tough. I've never seen that movie, no. Hear this? I am not a dog whisperer. I am still basically a first-time dog owner. I've owned dogs before, but this is the first one I've raised. And I think I might have spoiled him a little bit. I don't know. It's hard. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Bit stubborn. Shirt reminded me of it. Think you would like it. Oh, level 30. Look at that. September 1st. Hardest year, but the best year of my life. Worth it. A lot of responsibility. Yeah. I definitely respect when people say that their lives aren't right to keep dogs. Like, I know a lot of people that say they love dogs, but like they don't want one, and I respect that a lot because there's a lot of things that are a lot harder or more complicated or more difficult with a dog. It is a different sort of lifestyle. There's a lot more arrangements that you need to make if you are trying to go anywhere, do certain things. It's a lot, but I wouldn't trade him for anything. It's my baby. My boo-boo bear. He's my moosey bear. I am going to die. I am about to perish. These things hit really hard. Husky makes him sassy. That's the husky in him. Would you trade him for a house in BC? No. I wouldn't trade either of them for anything, really. He's my doggy. It's my bud. It's my baby boy. He's so happy to see me. even if I've been gone, just like streaming for like 3 hours, and I come out in the middle of my stream and I see him. I visit him mid-stream every day. But, you know, I come out at the end of the stream, he hasn't seen me for like 90 minutes. He's been able to hear me the whole time, and he's like, Mom! It's just so, he's so sweet. And crazy. Do you like give him head pets? Oh, yeah. Yeah, me and my partner can. It's just anybody else is going to have a hard time touching him on the head. Mushy, 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 mushy.
I wouldn't call this particular echo radiant. These echoes must be contained.
I think dogs can be a great source of companionship. They also, one thing I did not expect is a dog made me meet way more people. I ended up talking to and meeting way more people after I got a dog than I had ever spoken to, like in my life before then. I got to know a ton of people because a lot of people wanted to meet Moose, and Moose wanted to meet a lot of people. My dog introduced me to many acquaintances that I had not met before. Coco Raz, thank you for the 2-month resub. That was fast. Which was horrifically stressful at first as a total introvert, but in the long term, it's been very good for me. And I knew it was good for me at the same time. Every time Moose would introduce me to somebody, I'd be like, oh man, here we go again. I just wanted to go for a walk. I didn't want to talk to anybody, but it's good for me. It helps. It makes every time I do it, I get a little less nervous about it. I don't clench up anymore when I see somebody walking down the road towards us. Way worse struggles with demon kittens, cats than any dogs. Man. It's been so long since Kira was a kitten that I've completely forgotten what it was like. If I ever get another kitten one day, I'm going to be in for a surprise because I have absolutely blotted from my memory any stress that I had when she was a baby. She may have also been a good baby. I don't really remember. It was 10 years ago. But yeah, I know kittens are hell beasts, but like 3 minutes of footage in the news channel. She was just so cute. She's still cute, but she was such a cute little baby.
You will be crushed.
She was small, yeah.
By fire be purged.
Kittens can wildly vary. Mm-hmm. Kitten a year ago, puppy at the same time. Puppy was harder. Getting Moose off the ground was the toughest thing that I've done pet-wise in a long time. Or basically ever. Training a puppy and raising a puppy was hard. Moose is also like a high-energy combination of breeds. His breeds are known for being very smart, very high-energy, like working breeds, and independent because he's got a lot of Husky and Malamute in there, which is not like the most beginner-friendly combo of dog, and I knew that getting into him. I knew that it was going to be a lot. I was prepared for that, I think, and I wouldn't change it. But yeah, I'm sure not all puppies are equal either. Yeah, getting Moose off the ground is even harder now. Listen, he's not 75 pounds. He's like 72. He might even be 71 now. He slimmed up a little bit. We adjusted his food intake because he was getting a tiny bit chubby. He had a little bit of an extra layer on him.
Here we go again. Quite literally.
Moose loves corgis. He has a few different corgi friends. They're wild. They're great. Haven't measured him recently. Mm-hmm. Insulation for winter. He's tightened up just a hair, which I think is what we wanted him to do. We'd gotten kind of used to like feeding him almost freely because he was so hungry and he was growing so fast and he was doing so much activity. He was like going nuts all day long when he was young, so he just burned a ton of food. And man, I cannot handle the leopard nubs. Now that he is a little bit more, he's not sedentary, but he's not like wilding all day long anymore. And he's not growing anymore. He no longer needs such generous scoops, so we've kind of started measuring a little bit more closely to make sure we're not overfeeding him. Kind of little Corky, such a goof. I feel like the event's gonna end soon. This one, sometimes I lose my thing. Is this a new XP method? Yeah, it's alright. I'm mainly here because I'm hoping for transmogs to drop. There are some transmogs that will only drop for a character that's sub 70, so that's why I'm using leveling characters. You know what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dollar on Hearthstone myself out of here. And I'm going to pull the Radiant Echoes to my main, and then maybe buy a few more of those individual items. Do you suggest having a pet out as a lock to help with survivability? You might be onto something.
I have many wares.
Always hungry. I turn into an enormous child. I'm really lucky that my partner has never, ever, ever made me feel bad for being exactly who I am, even if I'm kind of cringe sometimes. I have big emotions and I don't really try to hide them or like act grown up anymore, which means that sometimes I'm like dramatic and he never, ever, ever makes me feel bad about it. No, not that anybody else ever has. I don't want to like try and shade anybody at all. But it's just like a very special kind of relationship where I can just be, you know, I'm tired, I'm hungry. Do we have anything to eat? Can you help me get a snack? I'm 31. Sounds nice. Dipping my toes in Mythic, pushing them to plus 6 now. Oh. What was I doing? I was pulling my currency around, that's right. I have to check the Discord for your pet pic. I want to see it right now. Oh, hey, nice message from Jans. Oh no, that was I read that one. Where are we? Squirrel Squad Discord pet pictures. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, you're corgi. Can I show the stream? Is that okay? Same age, turned 31 in December. Transfer 24 to. It's another 60,000 60,000 things. Interesting to come back to Mythic Plus after fully ignoring it in Season 4. Send my corgi Discord as well. Number squish still confuses me. Oh man. Oh, those are babies. They barely even look like dogs. BBs. Oh, there's my Moosey pic. When you farm mobs in zones in Remix, was it better to open boxes or kill mobs? Killing mobs is a little bit more efficient, but I would usually quest through the zone and open the boxes first because it was more fun to me. Yeah, so they just announced recently that there will be changes, not for launch, but in a future patch that we're within, where any toon will be able to collect any class tier of Transmog if it drops as a direct piece, as well as all Transmog for a quest. Yeah, of course. Okay. I want to show Johnson's corgi. Open in browser. Pull this over. Look at this muffin. Quick. It's so fluffy. This is a great advertisement for our Discord. We have a channel where people can share pictures of their pets. It's an epic corgi picture.
May I be of service?
Biggest floofer. Tricolor floof. Alright, everyone. Post pets. Light it up. Okay, I am buying. I want to focus on these things that Can I Mog It is showing me with the little circle behind the check mark. That means that I've collected that appearance, but not from this item, so I can get another item ID for purchasing it. It's kind of extra. It's something that's a bit above and beyond to try to do. Although, that's a ring, so let's calm down. But I figure if I have the currency anyway, I may as well fill them all out. This one and this one. So these are appearances I already have. But, you know, maybe one of my characters can use the use the extra weapons. We'll have certainly plenty of melee weapons available for everybody. Wow, I can afford the rest of them. Exactly. I am now officially finished. Posted my husky mix. Oh yeah, we got some dogs now. Oh, your husky's so pretty. Kitty cat. Excellent. Here, I'll post a Discord link. Posted my napping on stream. Is the tummy a trap, or does your kitty appreciate tummy pets? I know not all of them do. I can pet Ms. Kira's tummy, but she pretty much never lays in her back like that. So I'll pet her tummy if she's like standing up. I'll just kind of pet the front and then pet her tummy. However, I must go. I must depart. It's definitely a trap. I will be back tomorrow for a Saturday morning's Twitch stream. I appreciate your company. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.